Yeah, just go ahead, keep talking.
No, I was just gonna say. So I would agree with you because it's so close. I'm gonna go with the bigger, taller, wider wingspan guy because it's close. But I'm saying I don't just pick Michael Irvin because he's bigger, taller, and has a wider wingspan and can kind of get the jump balls. It's because it's close that I do. There's a lot of taller guys that I would pick Steve Smith over, like and I think people talk about Steve Smith like honestly, I feel like people talk about him like he's trash. And he's not. He's probably, let me just think. I want to think before I say this. I want to say he might be unquestionably a top 10
I think he is
all time.
Yes.
And you
Steve
probably
Smith?
Steve Smith, yeah.
Unquestionably?
I think unquestionably he's a top 10.
I think he's unquestionably like top 15, but towards the top 10 realm, it kind of gets tough for him,
Like with Steve Smith, you're not going to get, don't get into numbers, right? Like you're going to have to say skill set, because when you look at him, he played more games, had more receptions, had more yards, had more touchdowns than everybody. And I think he was 2 off from Antonio Brown. But he had more games, more receptions, more yards, more TDs than Michael Irvin. And all of those, except for TDs, Antonio Brown has, I believe, 2 more TDs for his career. 2 more. But he has more games, more receptions, more yards. So if you're not going to, it's not going to be a stats thing. It's going to have to be something to do with, you don't like his route running. You don't like that he was short, which you shouldn't say. Like that he was shorter, because you can't argue his hands. You can't argue his toughness. You can't argue any of that other stuff.
Physicality.
His physicality, yeah, like that dude was a dog, like in every sense of the term.
Bro, when Justin get up here, bro, it's about to be gross.
So, Fluent, I want to ask you, right? What
up, y'all?
What's good, Brody? What's up? I want to ask you. I'm gonna give you a list of people and just say yes or no, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, we could get this out.
What's
Jerry
yes
Rice
no?
for players over Steve Smith.
Okay.
So Jerry Rice, Megatron,
Terrell
Owens,
Randy Moss,
Terrell Owens.
Sure.
They're all. That's 4. That's 4 right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Chris Carter.
Larry. I'm about to get there. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Larry Fitzgerald.
Well, I think we're having a conversation.
You wouldn't put Larry Fitz over Steve Smith, like easily?
Not easily. No. I think Fitz is phenomenal, and I think his longevity, people.
Those hands of his.
But his hands. Listen, I'm not saying I would pick Fitzgerald over Steve Smith, but I don't think it's a wash like with Randy Moss, where I'm just like, no, clearly, I got Fitzgerald, but I think people are having that conversation.
Okay. Chris Carter.
He had great hands too.
I'm going Chris.
Mike,
he did, but I'm torn because his brother might call me up and smack me upside the head. We boys, so I got to be careful with this one. But I'm probably taking Steve Smith.
Me too.
I love Chris Carter. All he does is catch touchdowns. I get it. Probably has better hands, but as an overall receiver, I'm probably going Steve Smith.
I wonder who was a better route runner between CC or Steve Smith.
Oh, Steve Smith. For sure.
Yeah, Steve Smith.
Yeah, Steve Smith.
Sure.
I'll get.
Butch, I'm sorry if you're watching Butch.
I'll get a little bit older for everybody who don't know. Isaac Bruce.
Oh no, Steve Smith.
Steve Smith. Isaac Bruce has had his moments, but Steve Smith.
Isaac Bruce tough. He tough, but
career then, yeah.
Are you gonna rank like the 70s and 80s guys? Because like Steve Largent, like would you?
That's probably the only 70s dude that like.
That's
the real like the only 70s.
I got a wide receiver. I got a wide receiver for Fluent.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say Sterling Sharp?
Sterling, man,
that's a tough one. I mean, Sterling Sharp during his time in Green Bay.
If we got to see a full career of Sterling Sharp is with Randy Moss and Terrell Owens.
But
he didn't have a full career.
They both Sterling better than Michael Irvin.
I know. Yeah, I know.
He keep it a bean. Like
his peak, though. His peak.
I know his peak.
His peak.
Yes. Sterling Sharp is when we talk a lot about basketball what ifs. Sterling Sharp is one of the football what ifs because that dude.
He's probably the greatest what if.
So yes, I think his ability clears, but I think because of the injury, we didn't get to see it. So that's the only thing that holds him back is injury. So that's a great one though.
Yeah,
Sterling.
Marvin.
Just think about this. You all know the size of Shannon Sharp's ego, right? It's like the size of a planet. And that dude straight up said, I'm the only Hall of Famer who can say I had a sibling who was better than me.
Well, that's different. That's family.
No. He wouldn't say that if it wasn't true. Trust me, you'll never hear Peyton.
No, I hear you. I hear
Peyton saying Eli was better, or who's the other one?
No, but that's nasty.
Cooper.
That's a crazy.
Yeah, no one's saying
That's
that.
so nasty. That is so nasty because you know how sentimental he probably feels about his brother. So
But
that's a nasty context.
But Fluent does make a very valid point, though.
No, if it's an
Shannon-
ego, bro, if you got an ego problem where your brother who was wrongfully out of the NFL and played that great, like he's gonna push his ego to the side every single
No,
time.
but he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to say anything. He doesn't have to. He went out of his way to say it. He went out of his he didn't have to say anything. He didn't have.
To, but that's like brotherly love. I wouldn't say that just 'cause, he had such a big of ego. I wouldn't use that as a point.
So let me ask you. Let me ask you. You're getting an Emmy for podcasting. You're gonna say, it's pretty amazing that I have a brother who's better than me, even if he's not.
But you're saying peak, right? but you're saying Sterling Sharp. You don't
I'm
think
asking
Sterling
you
Sharp,
if you have a brother. Actually, I don't even know. You have a little brother.
I do
You have a little brother. So your little brother starts doing this. You win an Emmy for podcasting. Older brother. Okay, he's not better than you. Are you going out of your way when you accept your Emmy to say?
That's the thing.
Or are you thanking the brother?
And I'm glad
Are
that you brought
thanking
this
your
up.
brother for saying, "Hey, he helped me. He made me better." Da 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 da.
I'm glad that you brought this up. I'm actually glad because in this case, Sterling Sharp in his peak was this great and this high of a level, right? Me and my brother was the main reasons of me getting into sports debates, and growing up, he knew a lot more than me. So I wouldn't mind saying something like that because I just over time, since he got out of it, you feel me? I just became more knowledgeable on him. But growing up, all the time, he was always the one that knew more than me. So I will always give love for that.
So you'll say he's better than me.
Yeah, Sterling Sharp at Shannon Sharp and Sterling at his peak. Shannon probably feels like he was probably better than him at his peak. Like,
and he was. It's fair. I'm not saying it was an unfair assessment. I just all right, cool. I'll take it.
Yeah, I think it's just brotherly love. I'm not even gonna lie. But so
hey, hold on. Let me ask Trent. What position your brother play?
We play what's the name receiver?
He played receiver. You ever gonna say if you go to Hall of Fame, you say he was a better receiver than you?
Hell no.
Thank you for the truth, Trent. Hell no.
that's different though. I mean, people are different, bro. I mean,
Yeah, this off top real quick, Dub, but you know that
your brother's light out?
no, it's not.
Oh.
This is a little off top, but Dub, you know KD, what's his name? He rolled his ankle OD in the warm-ups and he can't play.
Yes, he can.
Today?
He's like rolled out.
Crazy, bro.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. It's just a rolled ankle.
Who?
KD.
What team? What football team does he play for?
I said it's off topic.
Flo. I got another one. Marvin Harrison.
KD not a superstar.
Marvin. Fluent, you gotta think about this.
I do have to think about it. Marvin Harrison had
Peyton Manning.
Steve Smith had me.
Wow.
Well, I gotta think about it for a minute.
Steve Smith did have Jake Delhomme, but it's still Marvin though.
Jake, daylight coming. He wanted Delhomme. I miss Chris Berman. Okay, I go Marvin Harrison. All
right. Antonio Brown. Julio Jones.
Devontae Adams.
Oh.
Now you're bringing current players.
I ain't gonna lie. That's a good question though.
I want to let you know we're at 8 that you said.
I'm gonna go Steve Smith over Devontae Adams.
I'm not mad at that, but this is 8. Like I said, he's battling in that 9, 10, and
that's where it gets nasty, right?
I think he's at the back end.
He's at the back end. Like I think you're gonna. I think you're gonna debate 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yes, Andre Johnson.
That was a very good one.
I love Andre.
Y'all would see.
I love Andre Johnson.
Okay, no, I'll take Steve Smith over Andre Johnson.
You take Steve Smith over Andre Johnson?
Yep.
Yeah, I would too.
That's why I said a lot of people are going to underrate Steve Smith.
I don't know about that. Andre Johnson was different, boy.
Chad Johnson.
I'll take Chad, but like that's what I'm saying. They at the back end. Him and
Yeah.
Steve like at the back end.
I do. I take 8-5. I do.
So y'all just said
What up, Chad?
You both just said yes to 9.
Chad said he watches the show, so y'all better give a what's up to Chad 8-5.
Oh, you do? Shit,
That's what
Chad,
Coach Jackson said.
Chad Johnson said he watches us.
That's crazy.
Chad 8-5. Yeah.
That's fire.
He said he tries to. He tries to when he can.
That's a W.
Yeah.
Word.
Heinz Ward.
No.
No.
Andre Rison.
I love Heinz Ward. I'm just joking.
Andre Reed. All the Andres.
So yeah, and then the last one, and then Michael Irvin, and then that's
so you know, like I said, I think to your point, I think clear top 15, and like I said, I think you can make a case for top 10, but it's going to be 9-10.
You said unquestionable in the beginning, and now you
but then you read off the names, and I thought, because there's a couple I forgot about. There's a couple I forgot about.
Yo,
what up?
What's good, y'all?
He gets an automatic shout out for the hat.
Now you're more
T dot.
Yes, sir.
T dot, baby. What's good, y'all? How y'all living?
Representing the city.
We living good, Justin. You know what? We just came to a conclusion that Steve Smith is a top 15 wide receiver all time, undoubtedly, and we just want to hear what you have to say about that.
Top 15 all time?
Yeah.
He's not top 15. He's not top 5 of his era. So, I mean, top 15. I don't know. I have to think about the receivers. I'm just going through like even his era. I'm not sure he was even top 10 of that era. So, I don't know how he gets to top 15.
Can you name me the 10, please, in that era, please? I would like to know.
Let's go. We got Larry Fitz.
Cool. It's fine.
Marvin Harrison.
Cool. That's fine.
AJ Green.
No, you lost me. And that's 2010. But that's 2010s, though. That's 2010s.
I mean, that's the thing
AJ
about
Green is not better than AJ Green is not
AJ Green is a better receiver than Steve Smith.
That's crazy. Keep going. Keep going. That's crazy. Keep going.
Julio.
Fine. Cool.
Antonio Brown.
That's fine.
Andre Johnson.
No. Keep going.
Andre Johnson's a better receiver.
I'm not gonna lie.
Steve Smith.
Andre Johnson. I'm with
Andre Johnson is nasty, bro.
Keep going, bro. Keep going. Because AJ Green is disgusting.
Torrey Holt.
No. Keep going.
How are we not saying Torrey Holt?
They even said Isaac Bruce is not above.
Isaac Bruce not better either.
What?
Keep going.
I keep going. Calvin.
Fine. That's fine.
Reggie Wayne.
No.
How is Reggie Wayne not better than Steve Smith, bro? Steve Smith would tell you Reggie Wayne was better.
That doesn't move.
I don't think he would.
He's not a.
You want to call him up right now?
T.O. T.O. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
T.O.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Hold on. Wait. When you're saying his era, When you're saying his era,
his era was the 2000s.
He came in 01 and left in 16. So that's a huge era.
Yeah,
it is a huge era, right? But that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Other guys you're comparing him to played like 7-8 years.
No, he's longevity. Steve had a lot of longevity, which I think helps his case when you guys talk about top 15 all-time receivers. His numbers are going to be in there because he played for such a long time, right? He's on the yardage nlist. He's on the receptions list. He's not nowhere near on the touchdown list. What is he like outside of the top 20 in touchdowns? But what happened is with Steve Smith, he played in multiple eras, right? He spanned across multiple eras, so he was never the guy. When he played, he had the one season, his Triple Crown season. He had an elite peak. I would say that elite peak. But over the course of the years, he was more consistent. And I think everybody is in touch with their feelings when it comes to Steve Smith. He's 5'9".
When you get a guy who has an elite peak, has longevity, consistently really good longevity, we don't rank those types of guys high.
I wouldn't say he's elite. I would say he's that next tier. He's that next tier. He had an elite peak. Yes, elite. That doesn't mean you're an elite player.
So wait, but the thing is that confused me because I think we can all agree Steve Smith peak is in the 2000s. You brought up AJ Green, which was 2010s, and even then, AJ Green is ridiculous. Like AJ Green, a better wide receiver than Steve Smith. That's blasphemy. That's not even.
AJ Green's a better receiver than Steve Smith.
The only thing that AJ Green did better than him was jump ball.
No, not jump ball. He was that receiver for Cincinnati. I think you're a few years removed away from what AJ Green was doing. He was a 1,500-yard receiver at times. Like the same thing you guys. The same. I get that, but he was also a receptions guy and a touchdown guy. Steve Smith was a big play guy, and I think if you would go through, like if you Go through Steve Smith's game logs. You remember his games. Steve Smith would often have like 150-yard, 3 TD games, 200-yard, 2 touchdown games. He would have a lot of those big monster games against opponents who couldn't keep up with his speed or people he would bully. I'm not here to knock Steve Smith and say he's not a great player. He's just not an elite talent to me. He's not an elite player.
I just kind of just don't get it because first of all, you say he's not top 15 or what? Well, you didn't go, but you say he's not.
I'm saying going through the
not
receivers
top 10 in his
yeah.
era. That's
He
just
wasn't
like,
top 5 in his era.
That's just
To
not
me,
wrong. That's just wrong.
He's not top 5 in his era. He's in order to be elite, in my opinion, you had to have been top 5 in your era. He was probably top 5 for 2 to 3 years max, and that was his the season where he had a triple crown, and maybe one more season.
When was AJ Green?
So he goes.
Can I ask you this?
Hold on.
He was never top 5.
He goes 88. He goes 88 receptions for 1,110 yards, 7 touchdowns. The next season he's hurt. Then he has that triple crown season. Then he goes for 1,100, 1,000, 1,400. A couple years where he's 900, 500. So that's a big down year. And then he's back to 13, 11. Like when? So you're saying that
I'm saying in his era. So like you guys are pointing out seasons that happened multiple years apart. There was never a time like if you go Marvin Harrison's going to have 5 years where he's dominating. He is top of his era. You go Reggie Wayne, he's going to have 4 or 5 years where he's dominating, top of his era. When you try hard, hey, it is what it is, right? Hey, Steve Smith is a try hard. I don't know if I want to cut that up, but 5'9", that's why y'all like him. Y'all like him because he's
I don't like short people.
Because I don't think he's 5'9",
tried.
because he was tough and physical too.
Yeah, I'm just confused.
He tried very hard for his size. That's what I'm saying. He did a lot with little.
But
That's the.
I love that. I love
because
that.
you brought up AJ
When I
Green.
look at those same years, Reggie Wayne, who had a significantly better quarterback than Steve Smith, it's other than the injury year, it's the same. It's 1,200, 1,000, 1,300. He has one 1,500-yard season, and then again, it's 11, 12. Like it's this, and same 5, 9, 6 touchdowns. So Reggie Wayne and him statistically,
Steve Smith in his career, 1 season over 10 touchdowns. Steve Smith in his career, 1 season over 90 receptions. That matters. And yeah, you can bully, you can have the speed. That's fine. He had the speed and he had the strength. He was a decent blocker. And that's another thing you want to talk about AJ Green. If we're talking real football, AJ Green was actually a good blocker as well.
But
Reggie Wayne gets credit because Steve Smith had only 1 season with over 10. You're giving Reggie Wayne the credit with Peyton Manning as his quarterback, getting to 10 twice.
Reggie Wayne was a 2 for years too.
Imagine
if he was the 1
3 years. He had 3 years because your criteria was more than 10 touchdowns. He had 3 years where he had over 10, and it was 10, 10, and 12.
Okay.
So it's not like he
got there. Like I mean,
that's what Peyton Manning.
Steve Smith had me throwing the ball.
And, can I say something? I think
I want to ask Fluent this because he brought up the production of Reggie Wayne, and you immediately said no to Torrey Holt. And I know that you're a production guy. A guy in Torrey Holt who he had Kurt Warner for a bit, and then he had some other dude like Mark something. I forget. Mark Bolger. Terrible. Now he's not a great quarterback.
No, he's not terrible.
But since you're a production guy, Torrey Holt having 2 1,600-yard seasons with Kurt Warner, then without Kurt Warner, 1,300-yard seasons for 6 straight years, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I don't think you
8
asked
straight
for
1,000 yards.
Isaac Bruce.
No, this is Torrey Holt. No. He asked you Torrey Holt, and
he asked me Torrey Holt,
and you and Trent immediately shut it down. And in my head, I'm like, all right, he didn't have the quarterbacks like that. He had more production for longer. He had like 8 straight 1,000-yard seasons and 1,300-yard seasons for like 5 or 6 straight years. I don't understand how Torrey Holt's not above him.
And then because I was going to say, because first I think we're underrating. First off, the situation that Steve was in, him bugging like that and doing the way he did with Jake Delhomme of all quarterbacks, a bum, is crazy compared to what Reggie Wayne.
Jake Delhomme was a Super Bowl. He was in a Super Bowl.
He was in the Super Bowl because of the defense and what's his name in the
Don't say he was.
Come on, we gonna talk about Jake Delhomme.
Dilfer was in a Super Bowl.
Jake Delhomme, he wasn't the best, but Jake Delhomme was more. He was like a Kirk Cousins type quarterback.
Jake Delhomme is try hard. Don't you?
Okay, I'll put Jake Delhomme was very mid. I'm saying that.
Jake Mahone is comparable to Mark Delhomme, right? He's
come
that's
on.
that's
Jake,
ass on
you like
ass.
him and you wanted Lum.
That's fair. You can say that, but what I was about to say because he brought up AJ Green. AJ Green was never in his life nowhere near a top 5 receiver in the 2010s.
That's cap. That's cap.
You really think AJ Green was top 5?
I guarantee. I don't know. I don't know that. Somebody pull up the numbers. If you got AJ Green numbers, I guarantee he probably had a 1900, a 90.
In 2013, he had 1,426 yards. In 2013,
How many touchdowns that same season?
touchdowns.
2013,
he had
I'm
11.
going to name you.
2013, 98 catches, 1,426 yards, 11 touchdowns.
He was never like that. He was never top 5. I want to say that was top 3 in that.
AJ Green was he was top 10 for sure. He was not So you mean to tell me
AJ Green has been top 5 before. Don't do that.
No, he wasn't.
Don't do that.
Wait, what was AJ Green's best year? What was AJ Green's best
2012 and 2013.
And so in 2013, was he better than Josh Gordon?
Was he better than who?
Josh Gordon.
2013, that was his best year.
Yes,
2013, 98 receptions.
No, you think in 2013?
Josh Gordon didn't get hot to the second half of that year. He was Josh Gordon didn't get hot to the second half of that year.
How do you not get hot, Justin? He was a leading receiver year. He had 1,600. That means he had to be bugging
because he had like almost 1,000 yards in the second half of that season.
Come on, I know, but no, I think at the time Josh Gordon was a better wide receiver. He wasn't close to AB. He wasn't better than Cameron Johnson. He wasn't better than Demarius Thomas. He wasn't better than Andre.
I named like 10 names. I still had a couple more.
We changed the discussion, right? And we went from for their careers to now we're talking about their peaks and who was better this particular year or two. But like again, I had said statistically, I said because of Steve Smith's career, you're not going to find many guys that have more receptions, yards, touchdowns. Like AJ Green doesn't have more than him for his career. So I said, so your narrative has to be either peak or you didn't like his, and he was a great route runner, but you don't like his route running. You don't like his height. You don't like his whatever. But here's a guy who at 5'9", had speed, had hands, was tough, like will muscle the ball out from you. So it has to be something other than it has to be something other than his career that's going to make it.
Where I'm at with that is okay. Steve Smith, when you want to talk about him, I can say he's a top 15 receiver of all time. I don't have a problem with saying that. But will I classify him as an elite receiver? No. There's a difference. There's a difference in that, right? You can be somebody who's produced over the course of time, great numbers in the league. But if I drop you on the field with your competitors in that space and you weren't elite in your area, I'm talking top 5. To me, top 5 is elite. I'm not going to go top 10 is elite. Yeah, I'm not going to go top 10, top 15 is not
how would you categorize it? Would you say Steve Smith is just, instead of elite, very good?
He's right. Very good. Very good. And I think that's why he's struggling to get into the Hall of Fame right now.
What's in Steve Smith's game that you're trying to say that he's not elite in? Because it doesn't make sense to me. What is he?
He's not an elite route runner. He's not an elite route runner. He don't create. He doesn't create elite separation. A lot of what he does is speed based. A lot of what he does is speed based and matchup based. With Steve Smith.
So you're telling me right now that you're telling me like just to paint the picture. You're trying to say Steve Smith didn't create, wasn't an elite separator. He wasn't an elite route runner.
I would say he's not an elite route runner. I think he uses his speed and his size. He can get. Hey, you can call it what you want. Because you call it what you want. There was better route runners. There was better receivers getting separation. Better jump ball receivers. There was better everything.
My nigga. Like I'm not
exactly. I'm not going. That's the problem, though. That's the problem is that you want me to go. Okay, he's 5'9", so I'm gonna compensate for what he did. I'm gonna compensate for what he did. I'm not going to do that.
Because here's the thing. Because here's why I don't. This is where it doesn't. I don't know what. Maybe you got different eyes. Maybe I need a new TV. He definitely wasn't an elite route runner. He definitely created separation like that.
Give me Chad for the route running.
Elite in the end.
Give me Chad for the route running.
He was definitely elite in the yak. Right. He had great hands.
He was great in the yak. He was elite in the yak. I'll give him that. Elite in the yak.
Let's continue on with the list. Who do you got over Steve Smith?
Chad Johnson.
That's cool.
Other people, come on. Let's continue.
I want to ask Trent this real quick. I'm sorry to steer off because you said Josh Gordon was better than AJ Green, and in my head that contradicts a lot of what you talk about. Mainly because I hear you all the time. Just one season doesn't put you over a guy. You said that numerous times. So
no, but
AJ, wait. Let me finish. AJ Green having 1,000, 1,300, and then 1,400 yards. I would think in that time you wouldn't say that Josh Gordon was better than AJ Green just because of that one sole year. That you said you rely on that a lot.
Well, Del, for me, but do we all know when Josh Jordan came on the scene, he was not bugging? What was like his first season?
He was bugging.
It was second.
It's a second. Okay, his second year, Dub. He was bugging like that with again a garbage ass quarterback
season.
And but we talking about we talking about AJ Green's best season because I literally just said there's been no years because I can go down lists for each year. There's been no year that AJ Green was ever top 10. I mean, not ever top 10, ever top 5. And if you go in the later 2010s, he's for sure not top 5 because Odell came.
I'm pretty sure. But how many first team All Pros does AJ Green have? Because to tell me you're not top 5, you would have 0 first team All Pros.
Bro,
he doesn't have any All Pros. He doesn't have,
bro.
He got at least AJ Green. Got at least.
I'm looking it up right now.
He at least had 2. Yeah.
He has 2 All Pro teams. He was second. He was second team, not first team. But Trent, the whole thing I'm trying to help you understand, like Justin Jefferson, for example. Justin Jefferson is a guy. His talent is up there with Devontae Adams. He's outproduced him in the past 2 seasons. But you still say Devontae Adams is a better wide receiver than Justin Jefferson, despite the production.
In their game, I think because it's in their games. I can say the same thing for Josh Gordon.
But
what do you mean?
No, Trent, what you're not understanding is the fact that a lot of the arguments in which you brought out before, you say consistently, he only did it for 1 year. I can't really put him over that guy. He only did it for this short amount of time. I can't really put him over that guy.
We were talking
Josh Gordon, you're kind of
2013, though.
You don't rank like that, Trent. You know,
you're missing my point.
I hear your point.
Because you brought up that specifically with Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams, and I think Devontae Adams is a better wide receiver because of their play and their game. I think at the time when Josh Gordon came in bugging off the rip, he was a better wide receiver than AJ Green.
You're not getting it, bro.
Let me ask you this. This is for the whole panel. When we look at Cooper Kupp and we go back and we look at his Triple Crown year and we look at what he's done with the Rams, right? He had hell yards, got the league record, whatever the hell it is. Cooper Kupp is going to go down, and we're going to be having the same conversation about him. He had a Triple Crown. He's won a Super Bowl. But right now, I think there's a lot of people that could probably say, I can name 5 receivers better than Cooper Kupp over these last 3-4 years.
But if Cooper Kupp were to play 15 seasons like Steve Smith and have the career numbers over everybody else, we're going to look back and say, wow, he had an elite career, which was capped by that Triple Crown. And I think that's why I don't know why we don't do that for Steve Smith. I feel like we say Steve Smith is a bum, and he's not.
He's not a bum. He's not. That's how the word above average. No, the word above average, I think, rubbed people the wrong way because I tier it like this. There's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're a 1, you below average. Or you're a 1, you a bum.
I believe everybody counts down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But all right.
But you got your elite guys, you got your above average, below average, and trash. Like that's how I rank these guys. And to me, Steve Smith was a 4 every time he stepped on the field, except for 1-2 seasons.
You thought he was a what?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Man, that's not. I mean, I think he was 5 out of 5. But
But to that Cooper Kupp point, though, Fluent. To that Cooper Kupp point, you're right. If Cooper Kupp does have another 10 years, like say he had another 10 years, right? But we could say, and he was 1,000 yards, 900 yards, 1,100 1 year, 800 yards. We're gonna say he had a top 15 career. But I think there's a lot of people on this panel that would say, I don't know if Cooper Kupp was actually a top 5 receiving talent over the course, even during his peak.
Well, other than that year.
Other than that year, exactly.
You're not giving that year. Okay.
That's what I'm. And so I think I kind of equate that to what Steve Smith did. It's like he had that elite 2 seasons, but outside of that,
Anybody, Trent, you get me so mad. I'm not gonna lie.
Shut up.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I forgot a conversation.
Can we continue on with the list? Like,
I just want to get.
I love
that's 12 names.
Sports PSP just want to get everybody on point. Just let's go.
Yeah, let's just.
That's the 12 names, Joe.
What other names? You got any other names?
Yeah. No, Fitz, Marvin. I was talking about just in his era. I didn't even go over the other receivers. So that was just in his era, and I had 12.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I agreed on 6 of them, but it's fine. I was gonna.
But please don't say that's why he's having troubles getting into the Hall of Fame, because y'all damn well know he should be in the Hall of Fame. It's the Hall of Fame that's messed up, not Steve Smith.
It's the
Torrey Holt's still not in the Hall of Fame.
People.
I'm just saying it's the Hall of Fame that's the problem, not Steve Smith.
Well, for receivers specifically, yes.
I really want to do this AJ Green shit.
Come on, Terrell Owens didn't make first ballot Hall of Fame. Something's wrong.
Y'all viewed AJ Green.
That's because of the media of people like Skip Bayless and shit, and that's why he was kept out of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we know
Devin Hester isn't in the Hall of Fame. How you could be the greatest at your position and not be in the Hall? Come on.
Nah,
T.O. man, T.O. was the first.
T.O. was nuts. T.O. was
first.
But that's the media. Look, Randy is in the Hall of Fame, deservedly so, first ballot. But I think it was easier for him because of his involvement with the media. That's what I think.
I think that's why Steve Smith's in there now. I think that's why Steve Smith's doing all these campaigns on all these different networks.
Imagine if T.O. take that approach. If T.O. had some involvement with the media, he probably would have been in. Because they use his character and all that other shit to keep him off.
Which is hilarious because his character was.
He had no off the field issues. He had no off the field.
Issues.
On the field,
no one worked harder than him. He suited up.
Randy admitted
over
he
the broken
quit
leg, bro. Like
Randy admitted, I play when I want to.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But that's just media. That's just media. That's just how I feel.
Nah, but I never thought y'all. I never knew that y'all viewed AJ Green as a top 5 receiver. That's just crazy.
But no, he was. I mean, during his time, he was considered a top 5 receiver.
Man, I have to consider it. Mrs. Fluent is a Bengals fan.
He can be in the college. I don't think he was.
I'm tight with Hugh Jackson. Like I gotta give AJ Green. I gotta say nothing. I gotta be careful. I'm gonna get in trouble today.
Do you have Steve Smith over DeAndre Hopkins?
As a player, as a career, as a talent, no. As a talent, no. Overall, yes, of course. D-Hop needs to play more years, but as a talent, no. As a player, yes.
See, this is what I think is the problem, is because when we watch football, it's easy to be like, Steve Smith had a top 15 career. I don't think anybody can dispute the fact that he had a top 15 career. But if we're going and like we ask everybody on this panel, who's your top receiver to ever play the game? You're going to get some that say Jerry. You're going to get some that say Calvin. You're going to get some that say Randy, because of it. And Calvin's numbers won't even get close to what Jerry's were, to what Randy's were, to what T.O.'s were. Like, he didn't play that long. But we're looking at, what did you do when you were the man? Were you elite for enough period of time because injuries happen in football, short careers happen in football, situations happen in football? Did you dominate your era? That's I think how I look at this. And when I look at Steve Smith, it was a little too short for me to say he dominated. He was top 5 in his era. I just don't see that.
You don't. So okay, even then, because
so let's say this. So I play 12 years, and I'm the 6th best receiver every single year. The 5 are flipping because they don't play, they get hurt, they whatever. But I'm consistent. Doesn't that make me greater?
It makes you greater for longer. It makes you long term. We can talk about that career wise. I think that makes you greater. But when we're talking about that's what I'm saying. It's a little hard in football because you have to take into account peaks so much with football. I feel like that's why a lot of people, when we look at Mahomes, we're already ready to put Mahomes in the top 5. We're putting him in there because we're seeing this damn peak and it's crazy. And it's kind of unmatched, and we don't know the level of where it's going to go. So we're like, hey, Pat Mahomes could be a top 3, top 5 quarterback of all time right now.
3.
To me, it's just funny, man, because it's like when I look at Cooper Kupp, I know there was a TikTok I put out, and it was like I said DJ Moore was the comp. I was going off the top of my fucking head. I didn't know a player off the top of my head.
But before that Triple Crown season, did anyone ever consider Cooper Kupp a top 5 receiver?
Nope.
The same thing could be said for Steve Smith. Before his Triple Crown year, nobody considered Steve Smith a top receiver. A top 5 receiver, I'd say.
But that's
he was top 10. He was top 10
at least.
I said top 5 because Cooper Kupp did have a decent. Cooper Kupp's had a decent season.
He was top 10 though.
It's interesting that you say that because when people judged, now maybe not Cooper Kupp because I'm trying to think. It was only a couple of years. He only had like 3 seasons, and one of them he was hurt. So that's a tough one. But when people look at that, when they judge them, they're giving them that top 5 rating before they've done anything. They're giving them based on the route runner, the hands, based on potential. Like in the moment right now, we put guys in the top 5 based on what we think they could do. Whereas if we look back and say who produced the most, that list might change.
I don't know about that because we got guys like Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is in a lot of people's top 5. and he's had a peak season, but we're going kind of on like, all right, he has peak,
But
and we're
it's
assuming
right
they
now.
stay healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to
Like
assume that.
for example, how many people have put Mike Evans top 5?
No.
Because all they do is make excuses, but he's got more receptions, more yards, more touchdowns than Devontae
9
Adams.
consecutive seasons of 1,000 yards.
Why are you putting and then everybody goes, well, Devontae Adams didn't play a lot in the first season. And no, that's an excuse, dude. Mike Evans produced more than Devontae Adams. So you're not doing it on production. You're saying, and I agree, Devontae Adams is, bigger, stronger, faster, better route runner. It's all that other stuff. And I think wide receiver they do that more than any other position is wide receiver, where
What do you
you
mean
don't
do that
care
more?
about the numbers.
Oh yeah, because wide receivers, the reason why they do that is because a lot of wide receivers' numbers can be predicated on the team in which they play for.
Of
Your
course,
quarterback in the
absolutely.
system. So
I'm
that's
not
why
saying it's wrong. I'm saying, but
Yeah.
we do that for wide receivers more than anybody else.
I think it's a correct thing to do. I
don't
don't
know
think
why I'm
there's
holding
nothing
this
wrong with saying
card.
that. I mean, you were just
Private
you were just
care.
doing it. You
Needs
were
healthcare. I've
That's
got
funny as you were just doing it. You were just doing it with Steve Smith and the quarterbacks that he was a part of, and giving him credit for that, and talking about his skill. And then,
But continue on with the list. I want to hear more of this list. I
yeah,
wanna
you
hear
still
it.
want to hear this list? God,
No, because I wanted to hurry
I
on.
thought
Because
he
I want to
finished.
talk about the other shit. But come on,
I want to talk about AJ Green real quick. I like the AJ Green talk.
Yeah,
real
I'm
quick.
not gonna
Let's
lie.
go.
I can go-
I had
can go
12
down
names,
there.
so that was the names.
Yeah, I'm
Fitz,
not
Marvin, AJ Green, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, Andre Johnson, Torrey Holt, Calvin Johnson, Brandon Marshall, Reggie Wayne, Terrell Owens, Chad Johnson. That's the list.
I think Reggie
Over
Wayne
Steve-
is kind
over
of like
Steve.
I think that Reggie Wayne is kind of like the stretch, but
I
don't
would say
think
like
that's-
Reggie Wayne and Chad Johnson are right there above Steve Smith over that same period of time.
Wait, you have Reggie over Chad, or you have Chad over Reggie?
I got Reggie over Chad.
Oh,
You're
my
the-
God.
Oh
No,
man,
Chad.
Lord have mercy.
You hear that? Yeah, I'll let him know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reggie over Chad is wild. I'm not
Yes.
gonna lie.
Reggie as the one was different, man.
Oh,
He was the
man.
number 2 for years behind Marvin Harrison. So his
But
numbers were
still.
suppressed. A lot of people don't remember that.
His not, I don't know how it was suppressed. What you thought he was gonna have 2,000-yard seasons or something? If he wasn't,
I think now he wouldn't have no 2,000 yard seasons.
Were his
But he's a
numbers-
1,500 yard
numbers-
receiver.
Hold on. Were
He
his
would have been
numbers
1,500 yard.
were his numbers suppressed because of Marvin Harrison, or were his numbers helped because they were the attention of the defense went to Marvin Harrison and left him more one-on-one matchups?
So I would say that it wasn't because of Marvin Harrison, because he did go on to put up elite numbers after Marvin Harrison left. So you might have had a case if we never got to see Reggie Wayne as the one, but we saw Reggie Wayne as the one, and he was elite.
Still doesn't mean during that time with Marvin Harrison he wasn't drawing the defense away from him, making it easier.
even that Peyton Manning spread the ball
Like-
around.
like-
He had 3,000 yard receivers on his team.
I hate to bring up basketball, but it's like we saw Pippen do better when Jordan left, but let's be honest, his life was a lot easier when he had
It's
it.
different with football though, because when
I
you get
know,
put in
I
that
know,
number
I
one
know,
spot,
I
you
know,
on
I
you
know
on
it's
different.
different.
Like,
I
it's a
know
little
it's
different.
I know it's different.
So
All right, how about this? When I told Dub that Josh Jacobs was going to have a breakout year this year
He always bring that up.
because he had Devontae
One
Adams
take,
and
The
Hunter
one take.
Renfrew and
And the
Darren
Raiders
Waller. And he said,
franchise
"You're
tagged him.
crazy." And I said, "No, because the
I
attention."
never disagreed. I
No,
never
you just-
disagreed.
Stop it.
I never
Martha,
disagreed.
Somebody disagreed. I don't
Nah,
know.
it
who.
wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was that me and Dub were just on the point that we didn't think that Josh Jacobs was.
See,
top
you just
10.
made Dub leave the room.
I know.
I would have been with you there. Hey, Trent,
Oh,
I
I
would
had
have been
to
with you
Make
there.
Dub leave the room.
All I
He's about
said
to
was-
lose his
Come
shit.
back, Dub.
I'm
But what I'm
not
saying is, so what I'm saying is that does affect in football too, where the defensive attention is. That's all the point I'm trying to make. That's
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like Reggie Wayne playing with them boys, and that I'm like, and Edwin James was there too. Like we forget about that.
Dallas
like,
Clark.
that team.
Yeah, I'm not
Man,
gonna
that team
lie.
should've won way more.
That team was
That
crazy.
team should've won
Dallas
way
Clark
more.
was a very good. Was a
See,
really
and
nice
He was
and
good.
Trent brought this up. Last Wednesday. For some reason, people don't bring up Peyton Manning's downfalls in the postseason, and he had all of these guys.
Well, because they make the excuse, which is the same thing they make for Brady. Well, he didn't have a top tier defense. Brady had a top 10 defense. Peyton Manning didn't.
you
have
made the excuse last week.
I did what?
You were
I'm
arguing
saying
with
that's-
Trent
that's
about
what I'm
that.
But didn't that have to do
What you
with
mean?
Peyton
You?
and Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I will
coming
tell
up
you because
short
of the
in
defense.
playoffs?
No, I didn't say that. I don't remember
You
saying
didn't
that.
bring up.
Let
You
me
didn't
know.
bring up the defense.
Oh.
You were excusing him. Losing,
I was excusing Peyton
playing bad.
Manning.
Playing bad in the postseason.
I did.
But didn't it have to do
What
with
you
Peyton
mean?
and
Trey,
Aaron
Trey,
Rodgers
Trey, you were
playing
there.
bad
Trey
in the
was-
postseason?
I don't know. I'm getting old. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dub right in this case. I ain't gonna lie.
he's right. Okay, all right, cool.
But didn't it have to do with Peyton and Aaron Rodgers not performing in the postseason well? Because I thought it had to do with the Peyton and Aaron Rodgers situation.
Oh, we were comparing him to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
because
he was
y'all
comparing
just-
to John.
yeah, because y'all just
Fluent,
wasn't being
fluent,
consistent with the
fluent,
logic. So I
fluent.
was confused.
Flu. Get Aaron Rodgers, pack your bags for him. There might be a possibility he may go to New York and play for the Jets.
I'm doing. The offer still stands. Adam Rank and I will pack your bags and drive that moving van out of Green Bay for you. We will take you to the Jets. Beautiful. AFC, love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Man, is he just copying everything Brett Favre did? Like he takes over the starting role.
I'm not
They-
sure if the
He
Jets
drafts another quarterback. He treats him like crap, and then he forces his way out of there to go to the Jets. Does that mean he's going to end his career in Minnesota?
I don't think. Well, that could be a possibility.
You could
Oh
have.
my god, him with cheddars. Oh my god.
But
Oh
I
my
think
God.
I think the Jets are waiting for the Lamar sweepstakes. I think they're gonna try to push for Lamar Jackson, and if Lamar can get out of the Ravens, then they'll just.
Lamar.
I see
Lamar-
Lamar in Miami or DC.
Lamar. I don't know if we're supposed to be talking about Lamar yet, but that situation is horrible because that
Mhm.
situation is exactly. And listen, I'm going to compare it to a basketball situation. You'll understand why in a second. This situation is exactly what Phoenix did with Ayton. They're like, we're not going to pay you max money, but we're going to, as a restricted free agent, or in this case, the salary, the franchise tag they put on him, but you can go shop your worth everywhere else. And if it's too much than we want to pay, then hey, you can go there. If the market brings it down to something reasonable that we want to pay, cool. We just keep you. He's not going to be happy. If that's what happens, if no team gives him Deshaun Watson
money.
and
That's
he
what he
gets like
wants.
I don't know, 150 million, which sounds ridiculous to be mad at, but he gets 150 million, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, we're good at you with at 150, and now the Ravens say we'll match that. Dude, it's not a good situation. And a reason I brought up Ayton, it was the same thing. They didn't want to give Ayton max money. Where did he go? Where did Indiana, I think? Offer him 33 a year, whatever it was. And they're like, oh, cool. That's not max. We're good with 33. That hasn't been
The thing is, Lamar would have to like sign, seal, deliver on the money part, though. And I don't think any team is going to give him it's going to take a while for somebody to throw that kind of offer, that kind of bread his way.
Owners are pissed. They don't want to
will.
give that
They
200
will.
plus million.
Sorry, they won't do it because they know if it's either I'm going to pay you fair market value and then they're just going to match, so we're screwed. I was going to cuss there. We're screwed, or we overpay for you and then we're screwed. And it was the same thing that happened with Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith called up John Shula and said, "Hey, I'm ready to. Dallas hasn't signed me. Come on, give me max money. Let me come help Dan Marino win a Super Bowl." And he was like, "I can't, because if I offer you what I want to offer you, they'll just match it. And now I look horrible because now it looks like I tried to sign Emmitt Smith, and now my other guys are gonna be pissed. Or I overpay you, and then I screw up my salary cap." So he's like, "I'm not even gonna make you an offer." That's what they've done.
Dub, even though you're an Eagles fan, I'm a Washington fan, we're from Jersey. The fact of the matter is that the New York Giants were able to reach a deal with Daniel Jones faster than the Baltimore Ravens did with Lamar Jackson. What does that say?
The Giants are idiots. I'm not even gonna lie. I think
they gave Daniel Jones
they gave
$40
him
million.
They gave him $40 million, and then now you're gonna have this Saquon Barkley dispute, and Saquon Barkley could potentially walk away from that. So it's
hey, if I'm Lamar,
is it the fact that Lamar's a mobile quarterback? Because the Daniel Jones thing kind of hurt. The Daniel Jones thing, well, that's what I think that factors in. People are gonna say he's mobile, so he gets hurt. Because think about it like this: if it was Herbert or Burrow going through the same thing, would they be having these issues getting a contract done right now?
Hell no.
Nope.
Hell no. They would have gotten their money.
So what is it? Is it what's different?
It's Lamar Jackson being a running quarterback that has now injury issues, because it's like, fool me once, shame on what?
Daniel Jones has a damn
shame
good
on you.
season.
Fool me twice, shame on me. And they're gonna look at Lamar Jackson now, super talented, top 5 talent,
former
right?
MVP,
The former MVP, and say, well, hold on, he's a running quarterback. we don't have wide receivers, let's be honest, so we're going to lead his legs, and now he gets hurt. Well, who have we seen do that?
And
Well,
who the fuck is
they always get hurt.
going to get?
RG3, Cam Newton, throw out the name.
Million?
They never last. They never last. That style of play just doesn't work.
And who the Giants are going to get at wide receiver? Like you're not going to.
I saw a video on TikTok. I don't know. I gotta see the confirmed source, but like they still saying we still got like a couple mil, like 30-some mil left to where we can go trade or go get somebody like Diop in the draft.
After
the whole Daniel Jones signing, I don't know if it's true or not. But hey, I think we still got, because I think we released Kenny Galladay that opened like $12 million. I know we just signed Daniel Jones that fat ass contract and tagged Saquon, but I think we still got a couple mil left.
I just want to know who Daniel Jones's agent is. Like you got to be the agent. You got to be the agent.
Shout out to Daniel Jones' agent.
Facts.
Yeah, I need him
because you were able to get this dude. And I'm not trying to say Daniel Jones is a bum or a scrub, but to get him $40 million. So like Lamar, he wants Deshaun Watson money.
I blame the NFL for that. Not really.
It's the market.
I think.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with Lamar wanting to guarantee? You know what? And all these things are put on him about being injury prone.
Lamar getting as much money as he wants. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not. This ain't at you. I'm just saying in general. Like
Lamar Jackson get Deshaun Watson money.
He should get Deshaun Watson money, and the reason why is I think a lot of people are saying, you know, he's injured. Why, or he gets injured frequently. Why wouldn't you want to guarantee if you're a guy like Lamar Jackson and your whole contract base and negotiations are going to be on, hey, you can't stay healthy? I wouldn't play through injury if I was him either.
And he didn't play through Deshaun Watson $230 million guaranteed, given all the off the field issues that he had.
Yeah, that boy was in the massage parlors, bro, and he getting paid. Like, this is crazy, bro. Like, this is he went to the massage parlors and then got $230 million, bro. Can you believe this?
But Lamar, here's what we know: he's 45-16 as a starter. He's made 2 Pro Bowls, league MVP, first unanimous MVP since Brady back in 2010. I've won a playoff game. I have no character issues. I have no off the field issues. What in my game, my talent, my skill set is predicated on the Baltimore Ravens offense. What more do I have to do? So I would love to see him in Miami, or for me, yes, I'm being biased because I'm a Washington fan. I would love to see him with the Commanders because I think it could elevate Eric Bieniemy's chances as a head coach. I'm being selfish. I'm being biased. So look. I don't know. I just don't see Lamar staying in Baltimore anymore. They're not going to give him the deal that he wants. They're not going to do it. So
the Jets, though, I think the Jets have the money. The Jets have the money to give him, right?
But are they going to do it? Are they going to do it?
They are. I think they go. The Jets
right now, to me, they want to get Aaron Rodgers.
No, they would have been got his ass if they wanted Aaron Rodgers. They're waiting for Lamar Jackson because they could see, you know what, I could put all this money into Lamar Jackson now, even though he is injury prone. Fuck it. I got Garrett Wilson. I got Breece Hall. I got a nice running back committee with a nice O-line. This dude's showing me that we could run a pretty dynamic system with him, Garrett Wilson, and Breece Hall together, and our defense is elite. Dang, bro, the elite quarterback is all we're missing for making a Super Bowl run. They waiting for that because if they really wanted Aaron Rodgers, they would have made the trades already to get him. They don't want to give anything up. They want to be able to get a quarterback without giving anything up, and that's the way to do it with Lamar.
I think they'll try to get Aaron Rodgers because of Nathaniel Hackett. Oh yeah, I saw that earlier.
That's crazy. The warm up is crazy.
Yeah.
That is.
But my thing is though, like, like what ticked me off is like what I've been reading and stuff. Like teams don't want to explore any trade value for Lamar Jackson. Like I heard the Falcons don't want him, Raiders don't want him, and my thing is like you should at least explore. This dude's like he's a unanimous MVP. The things that he did with the Ravens, like the dude was 46-19 as a starter.
No, I feel you, dog. But it seems to me that these quarterbacks coming out of this draft, they're putting so much buzz on like Anthony Richardson. Like now, all of a sudden, now you're hearing discussions about him being top 5. because of this whole combine workout that he had. It just seems like they want to move on and go with one of these young cats in the draft.
I think the narratives start to flurry, right? When you got a guy who is his own agent, who sat out the second half of the year,
I thought
who wants to get the bag. He wants to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. I would, if I was him, I'd probably want the same. I think he knows it's not going to happen with that Deshaun Watson deal. But when you start to kind of wreak havoc and you're a disruptor on the field, you're a disruptor kind of now off the field, not in a bad way, but you're a disruptor trying to be your own agent, kind of forcing Baltimore's hands. I'm not sure the owners want that. And so the owners right now are saying,
they
you know
feel
what?
like that's a distraction.
It's a distraction. It's a future negotiation tactic. So any other quarterbacks that want to be their own agent or do things their way or hold out second half of the year due to injury, it's just setting a bad precedent. So what are they doing right now? Kind of throwing Lamar under the bus and saying, you know what? We don't really have a whole lot of interest. We're out the Lamar sweepstakes, even though we could use a quarterback right now. It's ugly, man. I think he's going to have to go back to Baltimore on the franchise tag for the start of the season and probably sit some games.
Which I find interesting because
the entire season.
Get Deshaun Watson and pay him that ridiculous amount of money. The Browns had to give up. We forget that was a trade. They had to give up a lot. You could do the same thing and get Lamar Jackson and not have to give up draft picks and all this. Like, this should make sense to teams. This should make more
Miami?
Sense. This should make more sense than Deshaun Watson.
Miami was trying to give up all those picks to get Deshaun Watson. They were trying to go get Tom Brady. They're looking for an elite quarterback. Where is Miami at in this whole thing? There's been other teams.
Miami is going to sign Tom Brady, so they're good.
But they have to make a decision at quarterback because
I don't know why you're laughing. That's actually going to happen. But
Tom Brady is not coming out of retirement, man.
Yes, he is.
He's done.
He's too
Tom
busy
Brady
with
done,
his
bro.
kid. He's too busy with his kid.
You ain't see the pictures he was posting on Twitter?
All of Assad.
But the thing is, Miami has to address the quarterback situation because love Tua, but he just can't stay healthy. He's too injury prone. Tua should consider retirement, but I just don't see Lamar getting what he should get.
And Lamar's 26 years old, man. Like, he's still in his prime. Like,
but and that's the I'm sorry, Dub, but that's the thing that really pisses me off. Like, a lot of people got mad at Lamar for not playing in that playoff game against Cincinnati. Like, even Michael Vick said, "Hey, put on a strap and go play." I was like with RG3, man. Nah, sit this one out. And y'all know me, I'm a Washington fan. Ever since RG3 played in that game against Seattle when he suffered that knee injury, he's never been the same. So for Lamar, he had to make a serious business decision to say, you know what? I'm not going to jeopardize my career. Let me sit this one out. I don't give a fuck what anyone has to say. I got to.
Especially if they haven't paid you already. You feel me? Like, that's crazy. Maybe if they would have paid him, maybe I would have been like, you know what? I'll go out there. You look out.
But if I'm Lamar, what do I got to do?
No,
what do I got to do?
I hear you on that.
He did everything he can.
I think that, you know what should be the precedent, and I don't know what kind of outs are in Pat Mahomes' contract, but like a commitment to the quarterback. If you're like, hey, you're our guy and you can give us team flexibility, they overpaid. Remember, Mahomes' contract looked like an overpay when it first happened. 10 years, $450 million, I think it was.
Now it's more team friendly.
Oh, it looks great.
Way team friendly now. But at the time, we were like, what is going on? Like, they paid him
fluent.
Yeah, that deal,
so much money.
That deal's going to make them kind of like the Patriots, Tom Brady type of
100%. Why don't more teams do that, or at least look into doing that? Everybody's trying to do the 4-year deal for $40 million, or make sure they have it out, or make sure it's team friendly so they can get out after 1 year, like we saw with the Seahawks deal. Why wouldn't they do that?
You know why they're doing that? How many quarterbacks actually work out in the long run? Right? For every Patrick Mahomes, there's a Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, Derek Carr, right? That just
had a long career too.
They had long careers, but they're not a franchise Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Not everybody can win a Super Bowl.
They're scared to get tied in. They're scared to get tied into the wrong quarterback, because if you draft the wrong quarterback, if you sign the wrong quarterback to a long-term deal, that handcuffs your team for a long time.
What is Lamar showing that he's not the franchise guy? What is he showing that he's not the guy that you can hit your wagon to for a good period of time? Health. 6 years down the line, it's not like he's going to get so much slower that it's not like if they gave Lamar a 6-year deal, that's not the end of the world for the Baltimore Ravens. And he hasn't shown anything long-term injury-wise. It's going to be a big problem for him.
But
I
that's
mean,
If you're Lamar, do you want to play in Baltimore?
I'm not gonna lie. If he got a 6-year in there in Baltimore, the way how they never get top receivers, that would be terrible for Lamar.
But to me, to use durability, that's bullshit because you didn't really have that much expectations to Lamar Jackson when you drafted him. Now, all of a sudden, when he succeeds expectations, now you just got to find more of a freaking reason not to give him his money. Like,
hey, listen, I can't call you sports PSP. It's too long. I don't. I need a name. Team. Of course, they're going to use injuries. It's a team. They're going to say, "Hey, your injury." They're going to tell his agent, "Hey, there's some injury issues. There's this, is that. We definitely want him back, but because of this, it needs to be a more team-friendly deal because we're going to need to have a good backup. We want to get him the receivers he wants, and to do that, we're going to need some money." That's smart business. It might not be good for Lamar, but of course that's what that's the only thing they have to use.
But
so
if that's the case, though, Fluent, why is it manifested?
That I don't know. I
don't think anybody will know later on, man. I guess we'll have to see.
Sorry if I'm a little aggressive. I had too many Angry Orchards.
You're drinking
Lamar,
Angry Orchards?
I think Lamar
what are
with his
Angry
legs
Orchards?
too. Before we move on, with Lamar with his legs, right? I know the thing is, we're worried about him injury wise because of his legs. Dude is showing that he can throw the rock too. Like, give him some weapons, like Trey's talking about.
I agree.
He gets some weapons around him. That's a whole different quarterback. So he may not have to rely on his legs as much. I just think it's a shitty situation overall.
Which is why Rashad Bateman said what he said about the GM.
He was right.
Yeah.
I don't know why he deleted it because he was spot on 100%.
You know why he deleted it?
Well, yeah, he had to.
No choice but to.
Them suits came out.
It's Angry Orchards.
They sent him a message.
No, I wanted Di Serrano or Hennessy, but Angry Orchards, that's all I had. So.
Nah, you know what? I just figured I never knew Angry Orchard.
From Hennessy to Angry Orchard.
Yo, Justin, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I just figured out what Angry Orchards was this weekend. I didn't even know.
You didn't know at all? You ain't into the hard ciders?
I don't drink no beer, bro.
If you're
looking for Henny, I got the Henny to the left of me.
Sponsors, Angry Orchard. If you want to be on the best day ever.
Ooh. Trey, say something, bro. That's for you, man.
But
I was gonna say, Trent, close your door, bro. I don't need to see your
bags. Pack Aaron Rodgers bags. You just gotta pack Aaron Rodgers bags and pray that he leaves Green Bay once and for all.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. I got some super chats.
There wasn't any there. I was just playing with you. Sorry, I heard Fluent something, and then I cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said you better pray and pack Aaron Rodgers bags because it seems to me he's leaving Green Bay.
No, I think he is. Finally.
Oh, they gonna start Jordan Love.
They finally should.
I'll take that. Look, he might be great. But
saying that like
I'm trying to help Fluent's case. He doesn't even want to see.
You have to understand.
World, bro.
As a Bears fan, I've had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers to deal with for 30 freaking years. Like, dude, I'm done. I'm done.
As a Bears fan, you had Aaron Rodgers to deal with. You had the Bears to deal with over that time.
Fair enough.
Like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, are we really concerned about Aaron Rodgers if he goes to the Jets? Like, is this something we're like, oh, this is a scary situation? Like, we expect them to be Super Bowl competitors?
That can't be a scary situation.
How is it?
Now that Daniel Jones gets $40 million, the Eagles better give Jalen every bit of them. They better.
They're gonna pay him. But Trent,
how funny is this? How funny is this? One of those debate questions was about Jalen Hurts. Is he worth $200 million? And I'm like, $200 million is nothing. That's average year $40 million. That's the going rate.
Yeah. Easy. Trent, what were you about to say about that?
I was going to say that. What's his name? I'm not going to say it. I can say I'm not going to say it's super scary, but they can be contended for something, bro. Garrett Wilson just had like 1,100 yards with a bum ass quarterback at Mike White and Zach Wilson. You're getting Aaron Rodgers. The defense is already top, basically damn near elite.
Hey Trent,
they have Breece Hall coming back. They're gonna have a solid offense coming, and their O-line is good, bro. They could be really good.
Hey Trent, Zach Wilson's numbers are even worse than Jamarcus Russell's numbers.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking.
That's
Wow.
But what are we talking about Aaron
You know-
Rodgers?
you
Like
know-
he's
you
gonna
know-
come in there
you know
and
that
take
Derek-
this team to the top of the AFC East, like the
Yeah,
Bills,
I
the
know.
Dolphins ain't better. Like
I mean, they can be better, but we have to see though. Like
That's
Aaron
what-
Rodgers
Come
didn't
on,
make the
if the Jets-
playoffs in the
I don't
NFC
get
North.
it, though.
If the
I-
Jets got
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers didn't
Rodgers-
make the playoffs in the NFC North with weak ass teams in there.
I don't get
If
Aaron
it's-
Rodgers or any quarterback wanting to go to the AFC. Like
No,
I'm
I'm
fine
now
with
I'm
team
either, but I'm
NFC
saying,
North,
if
NFC
the-
South, and I'm going and winning a division.
Let's
That's
be
nuts.
real. If the Jets got Aaron Rodgers, let's be honest. Scramble brains to it. They got to fix their situation with the Dolphins, but with their quarterback, bro, they
Oh
can
my
make something.
God.
They can
They
make
get,
something,
they
bro.
get Tom Brady, bro.
We're gonna worry about the Patriots,
They're
Matt
not a
Jones.
top. I don't think that if the Jets,
No, I like
even with
Mac
Aaron
Jones. I
Rodgers,
just
they
think
still
he's
struggle
in
to
a
make the
terrible
playoffs next year.
situation.
You
I
think
like
they,
Mac
whoa.
They struggle to make the
You
playoffs
think-
next
you
year.
think the Jets struggle to make the playoffs?
They
Even
be
with
second-
Aaron
they
Rodgers.
be second in
Playoffs?
their division. They be second. in their division.
Nah, I
Maybe
think they
third.
make the playoffs.
Maybe
They be
third in their
second.
division.
They be second in their division for sure.
They wouldn't. What?
I think
I'm
they be
not
second in
gonna
their
lie.
division. Not gonna lie to you.
Wait,
I
what?
think-
How
I
much?
think
What
they give the
record do
Bills-
you
I
think?
think they give the Bills all they can
I
handle.
think
if
they
get
can
Aaron
win
Rodgers.
10. I think they can win 10, 11 games if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets.
Justin, what record? What record do you think they'll have?
They'll be around 500, 9-8 type
Wow.
team.
with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
Even with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. I don't see anything that's going to change my mind about that. I mean, the AFC's tough overall in general. It's a tough division. I think Aaron Rodgers coming to that team, he's better than what they had. But it takes a lot to win football games. I know Aaron Rodgers is quick to throw out blame on a lot of people. He did it with his young receivers, the Packers. That's a very young team, young coaching staff there. Well, not young coaching staff, but not as experienced coaching staff there in the Jets. And what Aaron Rodgers does is he puts his persona on everybody, and everybody has to mold and fold to him. And when I look at the Jets, it's there's a lot of things that he was doing with that organization at the Packers. He was throwing everybody under the bus. I can see the same thing happening there.
Difference
If
would
Aaron
be
Rodgers,
Hold on. So let's look. We always like to look at schedules, right? So we don't know what weeks, but the Jets will have to play their home games against obviously the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Patriots,
Mhm.
the Chiefs, the
Mhm.
Chargers, the Eagles, the Commanders, the Texans, and the Falcons. Then they got. Do we have their road? I don't know if I have their road. Oh yeah, here we go. Their road opponents. So obviously again the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots. But then they're going to go on the road: Denver, Las Vegas,
Denver could be
Dallas,
good.
the Giants, Cleveland.
Dallas could be.
I don't think it's crazy.
I don't think.
I think they're closer to 500 than they are to
Yeah, these
playoffs.
schedules are tough this year.
There's always gonna be some wins in there where they're not supposed to like.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Like
fair.
they're not
And
gonna-
vice versa,
I'm
though,
just saying,
too,
though,
Trey.
like, and again, like I'm not
There might
saying
be some losses. Yeah, there's gonna be some losses there too. And let's be honest, it's not like Aaron Rodgers hasn't missed games. So he might miss a couple games. He is getting for a quarterback. He's getting up there.
Nah, he's too worried about podcasting, bro. He's not worried about winning.
I'm just saying. I think they can. Listen, he can for sure.
Are you saying he should go sit on Pat McAfee's couch?
Did you
Listen,
see?
Aaron
Did you see what he
Rodgers
said about Jimmy Fallon?
We'll find a way to alienate.
Is
the rest of the
everybody's
team.
putting Aaron Rodgers to the Jets? That's everybody's putting that as a playoff team.
that could be for sure? Why?
I think they have.
Well, I'm saying that's a fringe 500 team. A fringe 500 team is like on the cusp of the playoffs. I'm saying, does anybody on the
hold
panel
on.
right now? Is anybody saying Aaron Rodgers on the
7
Jets
teams make
is
it.
a playoff team?
Wait, hold on. 7 teams make it, right?
7 teams.
7 teams. Okay. I think we can lock in the Chiefs.
Mhm.
Bengals,
We can lock in the Bengals.
You probably lock in the Bills.
Bills.
Lock in the Bills. Okay, so that's 3. Are there any other teams that you think are
I'm not
automatically
locking in the
locked?
Bills.
AFC
I'm
South,
not gonna hold
AFC
you.
South
we
winner,
know how
whoever
you
it is.
feel
I'm
about
not
the
locking in the
No.
Bills.
Stop,
That's a
dub.
playoff team. Come on.
I'm not
Jags,
locking
we have to lock in the Jags.
Broncos.
They're going to win the division.
Are you locking in? You're locking in the
I don't know about
Broncos?
Broncos.
What?
I don't know.
Locking in the
This year.
Broncos?
Would you lock
Uh,
in?
I'm
Would you
high
lock
on
in
them
the
this year,
Chargers?
bro. I'm high on. Yes, I'm
You high on the
this year.
Broncos?
We're locking in the
Because of
Broncos.
Sean Payton.
No, we're not locking.
We're not locking in.
This is
No,
this
I'm
is
not.
Chargers,
this
though.
is
Chargers,
what we're gonna
yeah.
lock in. This
Chargers.
is what we're gonna
over.
lock in.
Chargers
We're
are
gonna
locked
lock
in.
in.
No,
Right, hold
I
on.
don't
This is
trust
what we're
Justin
gonna lock in.
Herbert. No.
We're gonna lock in the Chiefs. We're gonna lock in the Bengals. We're gonna lock in Jacksonville. We're gonna lock in the Bills. That's 4 teams right
Jacksonville?
there.
You're
I
locking
mean,
in
because of the division. Because
Somebody
of
has
the
to win
division.
the
They're winning the
division,
division. They're winning the
Yeah.
division.
Okay, fair.
Oh, okay.
Oh, to win a
Okay.
division. Oh,
Yeah. So that's 4.
Okay, so
That's
that's
4 right
4.
there. And
So now
then
there's only 3 spots. In
Browns.
3
Browns.
spots, we have to go.
Browns. I'm in on the Browns this year.
I'm
Browns.
locking in the
If
Browns.
they got
I'm
Aaron
locking in the
Rodgers.
Chargers.
Yeah. They're fighting for that last
and then I
spot.
think that- I think
Maybe
that-
Dolphins, Broncos,
Dolphins,
they all gonna be
Patriots,
fighting.
Broncos,
The Ravens,
Raiders,
it depends on what happens with the Ravens. They're fighting too. Like Steelers, the Steelers don't lose. They're gonna be around 500.
Nah, get the fuck out of here with the Steelers. I'm not
Hey,
hearing
they're
this
gonna be
shit.
around 500. The same. They were fighting this year.
I don't care.
And they got money. Hey, the Steelers got money this year. Watch.
I do got money. I don't care. I don't care.
You know the Steelers are going to be 9-8. You know that.
Mike
Yep,
Tomlin will find a. He's never had a losing record.
He
under
has
his
to
watch.
go out and tackle. We've seen him go on the field and tackle. He'll tackle someone on the field. He'll go 9-8. So
I'm just saying, don't count on the Steelers. The Steelers are 9-8
No,
this
no,
year,
no,
and they're
no,
going to
no
get better.
one will count out the
this was
Steelers
the only year.
Mike
This was the
Tomlin.
year where I
Mike-
said the Steelers will be 8-9. This was the year, and he
You're a liar. Now you're lying. No.
Nah, Floyd. No, you did. You said Floyd. You
criticized
no,
me.
Floyd. No.
You criticized me when I
No, you
said
didn't
they
say
will
that,
win
Floyd.
8
You didn't
games.
say that.
You criticized.
no, I said this is the losing record.
Mhm.
I
No, you-
said this is
No,
the
you
one
did
year
not.
he wasn't going to have a
You
winning record.
criticized me for saying that they will only win 8 games or
Fluent,
9
is
games.
this true?
You criticized me for that.
What did I? Hold on. I said
You
this
have
was
to
the one
mention
year.
because you forgot what we talked about last week.
That's
too,
true.
Bro.
But no. But I remember distinctly saying this is the one year that they would not finish above 500.
You said that not before the season, probably during the season.
Oh,
but not
maybe.
before
Oh,
the
oh,
season.
I don't know
When
when.
did he say this? When did he say this?
He
But
probably said
I'm
that when the
pretty
Steelers
sure-
were showing that they
I'm
were ass.
for saying I was
He
saying Tomlin, this is
crucified
the year.
me. He
I don't think
crucified me
so.
for
I
I don't
saying
think
that
so.
they were
I
probably
think you
going
need
to
to
win
go
8
check those
games.
receipts.
And I lie to you not. This was his exact reaction. You think Mike Tomlin's going to go under 500? I said yes. The team is ass.
So hold on. You're making a big stink that you were wrong, and I was right.
Huh?
I said you're making a big stink that you were wrong and I was right.
I was closer than you.
Okay.
Wait, Justin,
But-
do you think Aaron Rodgers do you think he's washed? I'm just asking.
Aaron
I don't
Rodgers?
think he's washed. I just don't think he's one
I
of the elite quarterbacks. And I don't
I'll
think he's
tell
like
you, I'll tell you
Aaron
leading the
Rodgers
game
never
anymore.
was.
That's where I'm at with
washed.
Aaron Rodgers. I don't think you put
Overrated
him on
Aaron
a team.
Rodgers. Never
He's
was.
going to just take you to the
I'll
Super Bowl.
tell
That's
you
where
a
I'm at with him.
quarterback that is washed. Russell Wilson.
I don't think Russ is
Russell
washed
Wilson
either.
Ben gonna get mad. Ben gonna
Uh-oh.
get mad.
I can't wait for
Russ
next
had a bad
season,
year.
bro.
I think quarterbacks have had bad years, dealt with injuries.
Listen,
about
Sean
Best
Payton
system.
better rejuvenate his career. That's what.
He is. He could be
I don't
top
know.
What do you
10.
mean
How's
rejuvenate?
Tate?
He's
could
always
be
been
top
good.
10.
How's Russ
back.
gonna handle when he watches Taysom Hill walking into the locker room take some of his snaps? You gonna be okay with that?
Oh man, that's crazy.
Why?
I
think Russ had a bad year. New system, getting acclimated, got the
That's
big
what I'm
money. We see
saying.
players. We
Back
see
coach.
players that
Back
get money all the time, man. They
Nah,
coach.
take
but yo,
Bad
can you think
coach.
about it?
It wasn't just that. Geno Smith clearly outplayed.
Yeah, I know that. I know
Geno
that.
Smith was still trying to get the bag.
I know that.
Seattle-
That bag talk is
Seattle
different, bro. When
is
you already got
correct.
And I'm
Russ
happy
got
for it.
200 mil, he got Sierra at home, a brand new mansion. Like that was a kickback. That was, hey, I did that.
Yeah,
Not
we
gonna
robbed
lie, what
The
J.
dude
Rob Bama
corny.
talked about too. They
Dude,
said
corny.
he had his own personal parking. He had his own personal
office.
job.
No,
You know,
no one is
wow.
mad at that. But when you don't ball,
That's fucked up.
that's a problem. And when you do them corny ass Subway commercials, and when you
Oh,
say
let's
Broncos
ride.
country, let's ride, that's a problem.
Nah,
Yeah.
Broncos
Corny,
country,
but he ain't
let's
washed.
ride
He's
is
corny, but he
elite.
ain't
No, no,
washed.
Broncos country, let's ride is elite.
Yo, we
But-
gotta think about it.
I need that.
Nah,
on
that
the
was
table.
corny. It's
I
To
think
me,
it's
it's
good.
elite.
No, it's cool.
The
No,
whole
yo,
league was saying
think about
it.
though. After a loss, bro, multiple losses, you can't be saying after the press conference, Broncos country, let's ride. Come on, bro. We don't got time for that.
Nobody wants to
We're
hear
losing
that.
games.
Nobody
can't be
wants to
talking
hear
about
that.
He
No,
turned
let's
back
ride.
at the mic.
Yeah,
He turned
Broncos
back on the
country,
top.
let's ride.
He let it go. He
Let's
said,
let's ride to
ride.
Subway. We lost. Let's go
Yo.
to Subway.
Nah, but nah,
Oh,
real
We
shit.
didn't- hey, Seattle, hey, Seattle.
Mr.
Seattle Ben? Seattle Ben.
Unlimited.
Hey,
I
Seattle
don't care.
Ben.
I don't care what anybody
You're
says.
gonna regret that $25 million a year. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah,
It
you
wasn't
are,
even
you
a
are.
bad contract for him.
I think it's.
You're gonna
pretty bad,
regret
I'm
it.
not gonna lie.
25 million
Even
for
if
backup
the
quarterbacks. A lot of money.
But for
Well, hold
Russ,
up.
though, if he
I want to
doesn't
say. I
perform-
want to
go
say
ahead.
this about Russ. I want to say this about Russ real quick. I'm not. I don't care if the team was winning or not. When you sit here, have your own private office, your own private this, your
Yeah.
own private that, as if you're a superstar. Mahomes and Brady never did that, and those two were the best quarterbacks in the league for years, bro. You're alienating yourself from that team because you're without saying, acting as if you're better than everybody else.
Time out.
So
Dub.
I don't. I
Time
will
out,
not.
Dub.
I would never.
Did we ever find out the truth
Time out, Dub.
about him wanting Pete Carroll?
everything
fired?
you said. Repeat everything you
Oh,
said.
sorry.
Dub.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Repeat
I
everything you
said
said, Dub. That
a
was
guy-
beautiful what you said.
Oh man, I can't repeat it like that. I
No, you
said.
can.
I said a guy A guy over here having his private office, his private parking. I don't think that any quarterback should do that. We've seen Tom Brady and Mahomes; they never pull no stuff like that. You have a guy in Russell Wilson who's not even on that tier because at the end of the day, you're alienating yourself from your teammates, acting as if you're without saying you're acting as if you're better than everybody else.
There's
and
a
that's
lot
a
of people
wrong
like
thing to do.
Russ. I don't want to hear that though, because there's a lot of people like Russ that, hey, if I'm going to a new team, this is what I want. I want my office. Yes, Russ, we're gonna do that for you. I want my own parking spot. Yes, Russ, we're gonna do that for you. I want 200
Who
bill.
does that?
Yes, Russ, I want to do that.
Okay,
I'm
and
saying the
Mahomes-
Broncos were desperate. The Broncos were
wait,
desperate. They gave all that
wait,
stuff. I
wait.
ain't mad at them for asking.
That
Shit, I asked for a lot
happens.
too.
I'm mad at him
That
for asking.
happens.
That's so
Listen.
fucked up.
The NFL is a business. The NFL is a business, and that happens in business all the time. I know for a fact, I'm not going to say any names because I'm not allowed to, but I know for a fact there's a company recruiting me, asked me certain things. I said, if you want me to come, this is what I need. And I ended up making more money than my boss. That happens in business all the time. So for Russ to say, yo, you want me to come? No problem. I need this, and this. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed
fine
to ask
with
for all
you.
that
No
stuff.
one is
No.
surprised
I'm
of getting.
not mad at you for setting what you want, but when you are alienating yourself from a team that is a team sport, that is
Right.
something I would never agree with.
That
fucks
that's
up the locker room.
and
Yeah,
that's
I'm
the
shout
thing.
out to
But I
Russ.
feel
though,
like
'cause
he's-
at the end of the day, they don't care about
we-
him. He getting his
hold on.
bread and what he wants.
But we hear the stories that he was like that all the time. He was like that in Seattle, and they won a Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
Even
So-
Richard
so-
Sherman and
They won a-
Marshawn Lynch.
They won a Super Bowl because of that defense.
reconfirmed-
No, but what I'm saying is, in his eyes, it didn't affect the team winning a Super Bowl. So why would it be?
He wasn't on that. He wasn't on that shit. He wasn't on that shit when he won the Super Bowl. Don't do that.
No.
It was
no,
not
but they were
like
saying-
that.
No, but they were saying he was alienating people back then too.
No,
so
Dub,
in
no,
his
Dub,
eyes,
Dub,
just
that is
think about it.
true.
From
Dub,
his
everything that
perspective-
Fluent is saying, that is true.
Yeah. So from his eyes, he's saying, "Well, I've alienated people before, and no one cared. We still won. We were still a team." So what? Him alienating people, like you're saying, he doesn't think it's an issue because he did
And
it before
I'm
in a different way.
And
Good
I'm
point.
saying,
Didn't matter.
fuck what he thinks. It's an issue. That's what I'm saying, Fluid.
Okay,
It's an
fine.
issue.
But
Who do you
that's
think you
insane.
are? Who do you think you
Nah,
are? You're
I
not
don't want to hear
Mahomes,
that's
you're
the
not
issue
Brady.
because if he would have won 6 Super Bowls doing that, you'd be praising it. Oh, he's such a dog. Oh, he's an alpha. All
And
this
there's
other
a
stuff.
reason-
But
and
because
there's a reason
because
he
he
did
only won 1 Super Bowl, now it's an issue that he's asking for more. It don't matter. He thinks he's one of the elite quarterbacks. I'd ask for whatever too. If I got a Super Bowl and I thought I was elite and I had this team basically saying, "Hey, what do you want to come here?" I'd ask for it all too. I ain't mad at him.
Are you
To
fucking
be an
shitting me right
elite-
now?
I'm on the
Being
side of the
elite-
players, not
Are
the
you
owners,
shitting me
bro.
right now? Let me ask you this.
To be an elite
Let's
athlete,
say-
being an elite athlete, you have to have a huge ego, confidence in yourself, these types of things. And for him to say, I want all this stuff because I'm the best, that's the kind of player you want. Like you want Bill Russell. You want Bill Russell saying, yo, you signed Will to $1 million.
Do I
I need
blame
$1,000,001.
I don't blame
I need
Russ.
$1
I
million
blame the
and one.
organization. I blame
Yes.
the Broncos for
Their
not
fault.
putting the right pieces
I can
around him and
blame-
to create into everything he asked for. They said yes. That's on the
That's on
organization.
them. That's on
I
them.
blame the Broncos.
Yo,
Yeah, but
Justin.
that's also
Yo,
on
you know
Russ
what?
by not
Dub,
performing.
Dub,
in
I'm
particular.
trying to respond to all of y'all.
Hold on, but I don't want to yell. I don't want to yell. I just want to ask you a quick question.
Okay.
Do you know why there's a salary cap?
Yeah, so that it's like the Yankees, so that you're not sitting here just buying everybody. You
Nah,
it's the
The
market.
owners put it in to protect them from themselves because they know they'll just throw a ton of money without thinking, and it's to protect them from themselves. So this is how the players have gotten around it now. It's like, well, I can only get this much money. So what else do I want? I want a private parking spot. I want an office. I want an assistant. I want someone to rub my feet. I want someone to wipe
What
my
are we doing? What are we doing? All right, stop.
I'd ask for it too. I'd ask for it. If it was that good, I'd ask for it.
Stop, both of y'all. Y'all get me mad right now.
Blame T. Martin.
Because
Not Ja.
y'all both played the sport. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know how team continuity is. You know how chemistry is a big thing. You know how that's important to make it, and that can make and break a team. So a guy in Russell Wilson, a guy who has never been on the level of the best quarterback in the league, and Tom Brady, never been on the level of a guy like Patrick Mahomes. He's never been that guy, and him acting as if he's on that tier fucks up the locker room.
What does he? Hold on.
Oh,
If you're Russell Wilson,
I'll let y'all say all of this stuff.
you have
right?
more. I didn't know
If
you had
I'm-
more. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
if I'm Russell Wilson, you need to understand that you doing shit like that is not good for the team because it creates locker room issues. It creates a little bit of animosity because at the end of the day, I'm acting as if I'm better than everybody else.
I am.
No, the
You
fuck
can't
he's
have it
not.
both
That's the
ways.
issue.
You can't
That's
have
the
it
issue,
both
bro.
ways, though.
I am the
It
best
just
player on the
tells you
team.
that Russ
That's
is
the
not
issue.
Dub, you
as
can't have it both
clean
ways.
as his image is.
What you mean both ways?
You can't have it both ways. You can't be like, hey, the team needs to go ahead and have all these team-friendly deals, and you got to be part of the team. But then the player, oh, it's on the player now. Now it's the player's problem. No, it's the organization. They're going to go. They made the decision to sign Russ. They are making the decision to have the players around them or do whatever. That is on the organization. It's not on Russ. Russ's job is what? To play football, be a part of the team.
It's on both. It's on
Let me give you
both
an
because
example.
it's on
Hold on.
both. No,
Let
wait.
me give
It's
you an
on
example.
both because wait, hold on, Flo.
All
Hold
right,
on,
peace out, Trent.
It's on both because I got to respond to what Justice has said. It's on both because at the end of the day, I'm fine with a quarterback. I want to get my money. I need this and I need that. But when you're a part of a team and building around that team and being a part of the team, as a quarterback, I should not put myself in a position as if I'm alienating
How many
everybody
players,
else.
how many
I don't
quarterbacks
believe
take
in that.
team-friendly deals?
You said
Not
what?
too many.
How many quarterbacks take team-friendly deals versus taking
I'm not
the
talking
most that
about
you
the
get?
money, Fluent.
Okay, the other stuff, fine. So let me tell you about the other stuff. So if he wins a Super Bowl this year, we're not talking about it, correct?
I still think it's a problem.
But are we talking about it?
I would still think it's a
not
problem.
gonna be the
What other,
consensus.
about
the
it.
thing
It's
is,
not
we
gonna
don't
be
even know what
consensus.
other quarterbacks have that.
We don't
What
even
other
know. Other
quarterbacks have.
You don't know.
Wait a
Patrick
minute.
Mahomes might have his own office.
You're
You
bringing
actually
up
don't know that.
you're bringing up these ifs, and
Okay.
you don't
Okay,
like
fine.
hypotheticals like this.
Okay, fine. You're right. I don't. So let me give you a solid one. So the Toronto Raptors just win an NBA championship. Kawhi Leonard and his uncle say, if you want us to stay, this is what we need. You need to trade Pascal and OG because we have this package for Paul George and Russell Westbrook. We want our own private office, you to pay for our condo, a private parking space for me and my uncle, and another laundry list of stuff. They say, no. He goes, cool. And he goes to the Clippers. They easily could have said yes and kept him and give him all that stuff and alienated everybody, but they didn't because they didn't want to be that type of organization. Denver had the opportunity to say, no, you can't have a corner office. No, you can't have a private parking spot. No, you can't have a person to wipe your butt. They could have said no.
Who's absolving them of the blame?
Well,
I
you're
never
putting it on
absolved
Russ.
them. It's on both. I said it twice.
I
I
It's
didn't
on
think
hear you.
both of them.
two
I
things.
didn't hear you. I
Hold
didn't hear
on, Dub. Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I think two things can be true. The
I hate
Denver,
this thing.
no. The Denver Broncos organization gave Russell Wilson a ton of autonomy, but at the same time, when Russ is not producing, that's a problem. So now with Sean Payton as the head coach, it's going to be interesting to see how that works. And if Russ has another bad season in 2023, ownership, they're going to move on from
They say
Russ.
winning clears all.
No,
winning
hold on,
cures all.
winning does clear all.
Yeah.
But if he has another bad season, Denver can eat up his contract because of the new ownership.
Yeah, but so I want to get back to because Dub was talking about how we're going back to you, Dub, real quick. I'm going back to you, Dub. So when you're talking about this office, the space and stuff that he's asking for, what is Russ supposed to do? He's supposed to just come in and say, hey, give me the money. I want to put the team first. I don't want anything else. Like that's part of negotiations. Like when Tim Duncan was going to go to Orlando, he asked for the team plan. They didn't do that. There's other situations, obviously, where teams ask for more or where players ask for more. Why is it an issue? If Russ would have won 8 games this year, we wouldn't even be talking about this, but you have an issue with it because he didn't play at a high level, and that's the issue now?
No, I did not know any of this. I did not know he was alienating guys even before this season. So all of this just came to light. I always had some issues with Russell Wilson a little bit, but I was like, screw it. Like, I didn't know that it ran this deep. So when I figured out that it ran this deep, I'm like, no. This is a big issue. I think
problem.
You being part of a team, it's important to have fellowship. It's important to build a brotherhood. It's important to
within the organization.
feel like we're in this together. And when you're doing things like that, I'm fine with I'll repeat what I said, Justin. I'm fine with a guy getting everything that he needs, everything that he wants. But when he's putting himself in a position to alienate himself from his teammates, that's where it's like that's a line that I don't think should be crossed.
We all been in the locker room with guys like that, though. That's part of there's ego. Like Fluent mentioned earlier. Sometimes you want that in a person. You want the guy who's got the inflated ego. He's a little arrogant. They talk about Trey Young for the Hawks. Same, like there's just players like that. There's personas like that. I think that just comes with the territory with Russ, along with the corniness.
So another thing I would say, my bad. But if the guys who are damn near the best in the history are doing that shit, that should be an example of how to be. And you should want to be like.
They are doing it. They are doing it. They are doing it.
No, they
the
really
biggest
are.
egos, the biggest assholes in football are always the best. It's the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, whoever's the best is almost always. There's exceptions, but almost always the level of ability goes up with the level of asshole you are. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not saying asshole. I'm talking about alienating yourself, because you could be an asshole and not alienate yourself. Correct?
But he's a different cat. He's just like he's a private, secluded.
He's a weirdo. He's just a weirdo.
He's weird. Yeah,
and
that's okay.
I mean, I get that.
I'm fine with people being assholes, but when you're an asshole and a weirdo and you can't bond with people, that's an issue. That's a big issue.
Fair enough.
But I
don't think you're okay with people being assholes, because I'm an asshole. You hated me for a minute.
But I understand.
No, the place
you're a nice guy, Fluent. You ain't an asshole.
The issue the issue I have with Fluent is
we got work to talk about, by the way, Justin.
Of course.
The issue I have with Fluent is you be so wrong, but then think you're so fucking.
No, I ain't never wrong. See, that's your problem.
And that's the issue. I don't like that. That pisses me off.
He's fluent, Dub. Right. He's fluent.
I'm fluent. That's right.
I listen, bro. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole myself, bro.
Now you're more fluent.
I just don't like people.
But I just think this is what teams tolerate and deal with. Look, I got a Kyler Murray poster on my wall. The Cardinals, they gave Kyler Murray a contract, $230 million. And before they removed it, they put a clause in his contract in which they told him, yo, you got to study for at least 4 hours. Otherwise, we can void your contract. And he's even admitted he doesn't spend a lot of time studying film, doing all the necessary things that the quarterback supposed to do. And but they had to sign them with clenched teeth, because where else are they going to find a quarterback that's comparable to Kyler?
But I think that's part of the problem too.
Did this motherfucker just have a cheese soundboard? Oh my!
No, that's
God.
a W. That's
Toronto,
a W.
Toronto slang, baby.
But when it comes to like these other quarterbacks, when it comes to these other quarterbacks, though, like
the teams are scared. The teams are scared because if they don't sign these guys, like they're like, well, what's our other option? And that is a terrible situation to be in. I wish Trent was still here. Like that Daniel Jones contract, I know it's not crazy big money in comparison to what's going on. That's a horrible deal. He's not a good quarterback. He's not. You know, I even said the $25 million for Geno Smith. He's not a very good. I don't care what he did this season. I'm looking at the totality. $25 million. He's going to be a backup next year.
No, he's not. No, he's
not this season. Next year.
The thing is, everybody wants elite quarterbacks. There's not just like the thing is, there's not just like a plethora of elite quarterbacks in the league. There's not just Lamar Jackson's all the time, Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady. So sometimes you got to find guys who can win games. And Daniel Jones, for as bad as we all want to say he is, he's a playoff quarterback. He took that team, the Giants, out of nowhere. He didn't really have a whole lot of weapons. We got to call it for what it is. At the end of the day, he won some games, and he took a team that wasn't supposed to do anything. Like, we look at a guy, Derek Carr, who's got a contract, and I'm like,
that's a crazy
contract.
I don't mind it. I actually don't mind Derek Carr's contract.
Andy Dalton's.
To be honest, where else are you going to get a Derek Carr, though? You're not going to get that kind of leader.
You're not going to get Derek Carr.
Why don't you want a Derek Carr?
Because I want a quarterback. I want a good quarterback or someone who has potential to get better. He gets.
How you know you're going to even find a Derek Carr? How you know you're going to find a Derek Carr?
I'd rather roll the dice in the draft than give Derek Carr that money.
Nah, because then if you do that, you're the Bears. You ain't won nothing in 20 years. That's why you go get a Derek Carr. Like Derek Carr, to be honest, is what, 32 years old.
You keep throwing out the Bears out there, but like that's a bad example. They're a terribly run franchise who hasn't had a quarterback ever since 1902 when they started. So they're not
making
a good
my point
example.
for me, though.
No, they're not a good example.
That's why you go get a guy like Derek Carr. Derek Carr is a starting quarterback. He is a mid-tier quarterback.
Okay, but you can also end up being the Tennessee Titans with Ryan Tannehill.
What was wrong with that? They went to the playoffs.
Oh nah, that was come on, man. That was.
Come
I'm
on.
just saying,
They
what's
got
wrong?
rid of
You can't
they,
all you can't
they
all
had to
be
let go of
elite
AJ Brown
quarterbacks.
because of Ryan
Wait, did they
Tannehill.
go to the court? Wait, did they go to the playoffs last year?
No, they
No,
were
they
had
had
the
before.
ass.
I'm saying they've
they had
been
the
to the
chance
playoffs
Oh,
with
they
Ryan
did.
with Ryan
Oh, so
Tannehill.
that's the
Jacksonville, and
bar.
lost.
Getting to the playoffs. That's the bar. That's a shitty bar.
It's not the bar, but when you don't have anything, sometimes you can't just go find Super Bowl winning quarterbacks or Super Bowl type quarterbacks everywhere. Sometimes you have to commit to a guy if you are trying to make that next move.
But let
If
me
you're
ask you
trying to-
this: Can you not give Derek Carr 2 years? And if it doesn't work out, there's another Derek Carr in 2 years. Yeah, you're damn right there is.
But what's wrong with getting Derek Carr right now instead of finding that? If you feel like you got the
No,
weapons
I'm saying,
around him.
He doesn't
how many
think
years
he's
did they
good
sign?
enough.
Maybe I don't know Derek Carr's contract. How many years did they sign him to?
4 years, $150
4 years.
million.
Okay, 4 years. 4
including
years. Is
$100
not
million
that
guaranteed.
crazy. That's fine. Okay.
That's
All
less
right.
than Daniel Jones' money.
Hey, Fluent. You know how that the Geno Smith contract is like structured though?
I know. I think they can get out in 2 years, so it's actually okay.
3
Yeah.
years, $105 million.
Yeah, it's like- it's
3
kinda
years,
like a 2
$75
years.
million, but they can get out after the second year. So it's
Yeah, and then
shorter term contracts. But that's what I'm saying. I'd rather sign 2-3 year guys because I'm sorry, I can get a Derek Carr anytime.
But should
There's
they
always
draft
a
a
Derek Carr.
quarterback?
Every year there's a Derek Carr.
Yeah, that's what I'm
free agent
saying.
available.
That's what I'm about
Every
to say. We can draft a quarterback if we
But
can,
should they
so
draft
can
a
play
quarterback?
behind.
That's the thing. Should they draft Anthony Richardson or
They
whoever?
should 1,000% they should.
Yeah.
I want
Mhm.
everybody
Derek,
to.
let me ask you this: Is Derek Carr your long term answer if you're trying to win a Super Bowl?
No, fuck no.
If you're New Orleans, hell
No, I want Justin to answer because he's the one bringing this bell. Is Derek Carr your long term solution if you want to win a Super Bowl?
I think he's your 3-year option if you either A, want to be
It's a yes or
competitive and
no
on track. If you want to have a Super Bowl trajectory, I don't mind him over the next 2-3 years. Super Bowl
Is
trajectory.
he your long term answer if you want to win a Super Bowl? It's okay to say it. You can say it. You can
Nah,
say
he's
it.
not.
No.
He's not.
So that's what I'm saying. Is you got to try. You look.
I think they are trying though. That's the thing. But you're talking about long-term answer. I'm talking about short-term. Derek Carr is 32 years old. I'm not expecting him to be winning Super Bowls when he's 39 years old. Will he give like Kirk Cousins last year, for instance, right? Did we really think that the Vikings were going to go to the Super Bowl? No, but were they in the game? Were they in the ballpark?
Hey,
They
great,
were in the ballpark.
great example. So Kirk Cousins been in Minnesota for how long now? 5 years?
Yes.
6 years?
Yeah.
5.
They're never winning a Super Bowl. They're paying him money, and it's stopping them from finding someone that might.
I hear what you're saying.
Like
playing for the ceiling. I hear what you're saying. Playing for the ceiling versus playing for like the mid.
Now, yes,
Normally, I'm with you on there, but I think
don't get me wrong.
Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr got a little more winner in him than Kirk Cousins.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
think Carr.
And listen, you bring up the Bears, and I get it. You're right. I'd rather have
think
4
Carr.
years of Derek Carr than what
No,
I've dealt with.
No, I agree with I agree with Justin from the standpoint. Derek Carr is in a rejuvenation. I think he decided to go to New Orleans because of his relationship with Dennis Allen, the current head coach of the Saints. He was there for the Raiders as the head coach when Derek Carr was selected in the second round. They have a great relationship. Although it ain't much to brag about, he's the best quarterback in that division. Again, not much to brag about because Andy Dalton is entering free agency. Jameis Winston can't stay healthy. And on top of that, he still hasn't taken care of the football. And Taysom Hill is a gimmicky gadget quarterback. With Carr on the roster, I do like the Saints' chances of at least winning the division. So, I mean, 4 years, 150 million. I mean, I don't mind the money because unfortunately that's just where the market is. But 4 years on Derek Carr, that's the thing though that concerns me.
I just want to remind Justin of his own team,
Who's
And I
Justin's
want-
team?
the 49ers.
Oh,
You
Oh,
see,
he's not a
the
Cowboy
issue,
fan.
the issue I have with a lot of people who are in the NFL, a lot of the NFL fan bases is if people act as if quarterbacks aren't replaceable. The majority of the quarterbacks in the league are replaceable. The majority of the quarterbacks in the league, if you had a good system, a good foundation, good pieces around them, your team could be middle of the pack and could compete. There's not a lot of elite guys. Like you said earlier, Justin, there's not a lot of elite guys that's just that quarterback of the future, that quarterback that we can run with forever, you know? So all these contracts are going out mainly because of this false ideology of, in generality speaking, the quarterback is the most important position in football. But in a lot of these teams, the most important position in football for the Titans is Derrick Henry. Most important position for the Giants was Saquon. The most important position, in my opinion, for the 49ers was CMC. You need to treat these scenarios differently. And the issue with a lot of NFL GMs and what the NFL community does is they don't. They won't sit here and put stock in just because he's a quarterback and just because that's the most important position, I have to pay him X dollars amount. No. Build your great team. And the 49ers have proven that you can find guys to plug and play when you have a good, sustainable team around that. Ryan Tannehill was bad even before – it was bad the whole time.
He should have
even
never
when he was
signed.
with the
The
Titans.
Titans should have never offered him that contract.
Exactly, but he was with Derrick Henry. He was with A.J. Brown and good O-line. He was with Corey Davis, which made his life
Basically
easier.
saying he got
They gave
killed.
him the contract, and now A.J. Brown is gone. Corey Davis is gone, and now you're stuck with Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry, and look what happened. You're out of the damn playoffs.
Hey, but Dub, this is my point about why you don't want to have a mediocre quarterback and you want to. And I'm not saying I'm disagreeing with you what you're saying, but here's the problem because we look at history, and this is why I say you need to look for that elite quarterback and not that mediocre quarterback. And here's why. I'll just read off the list of quarterbacks that the Super Bowl winners. If that's your goal, again, that might not be your goal. Okay, and you tell me if they're elite or not. Mahomes, elite. Stafford, no offense, not elite. But okay.
Solid.
But
Derek Carr-ish.
Hold on. Tom Brady, elite. Patrick Mahomes, elite. Tom Brady, elite. Nick Foles, not. Tom Brady, elite. Manning, elite. Brady, elite.
No, don't bring up Manning that year.
Yeah.
Don't bring up Manning that year. He was not elite.
2015, no.
2015.
Peyton was
He might not have been
one of the
elite
last
that year.
players
Fair,
by
fair
That
enough.
matters.
Fair enough. So mediocre. Brady, elite. Wilson,
No, not that year.
Flacco,
No. Yeah,
Manning.
good postseason, but no. Peyton Manning?
Eli.
No, Eli, 2011.
He leading the postseason,
Yeah,
not
he
the
was-
regular season.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers before
Aaron-
that. Eli.
Aaron Rodgers, elite. Drew Brees, elite.
Elite.
Ben Roethlisberger,
No, yeah.
top 10.
Top 10.
Very good. Very
Above
good.
average.
Very good.
Eli Manning again. Then Peyton Manning. We're okay with that. Peyton Manning saying
Yeah,
elite.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roethlisberger again, top 10. Brady, elite. Brad Johnson, shit. Brady, Dilfer, shit. Then you got Warner, Elway, Favre, Aikman, Young, Aikman.
That's too far back, though.
That's the
Different
thing,
game now.
If you go back 30 years, the number of non kind of top 5 quarterbacks is like 3.
No, I'm glad that you brought that up.
You just reeled
You
off a
named
whole
off-
bunch of
You named off a lot of guys.
Foles and Flacco and shit.
And
and
John
shit,
Elway
like,
wasn't top
There's
5 for some of the years
John
where
Elway-
he went to.
Stop.
I mean, outside of Brady, if you took Brady's name out of the
No,
last
maybe-
wait,
years you
I'm
just
glad-
said,
No,
there's a lot of
maybe-
mediocre in
Justin,
there.
you took the words out my mouth. The issue is that we've just been hypnotized.
Is
by
it the Tom Brady effect? Is it the Tom Brady effect?
It's Tom Brady and now Patrick Mahomes that we're
Yeah,
hypnotized
maybe,
on how
maybe.
great of these guys are that we think that this is the standard. No, because John Elway won Super Bowls where he did not play that great. Terrell Davis is best postseason running back in NFL history, and that defense was playing great. You know,
There was 4. There was 4 that I said were shit. There was only 4.
yeah, there was a lot. Russell
Nick,
Wilson,
There's a lot you
Peyton
said that
Manning,
were not
No,
top
Nick
five.
Foles,
Russell
Joe
Wilson was
Flack-
the top 10.
Joe Flacco, Ben Roethlisberger in his
Yeah.
first year,
But Roethlisberger's
Second
top
year.
10.
Eli Manning.
Second
Like,
year.
come on.
Second year.
Yeah, so it's literally the Tom Brady.
Now,
effect.
I will
We've
say-
been hypnotized because of how great Tom Brady was.
Maybe.
And Mahomes is that they're able to just
All right, let
Even
me
though
let
that
me-
they don't
let
have
me-
the supporting
let
cast,
me give,
they're
let me
able to
give Dang
overcome that.
let me give Dang Jangalang's request to read off the list without Mahomes and Brady. So let's see. Maybe it doesn't matter.
let's see. Yeah,
Stafford,
And even then,
Foles.
the Rams had an amazing team. And did you think Stafford was better than Joe Burrow?
Not elite. I'm just gonna go not elite.
but not elite. Yeah, not elite.
He was solid.
It was solid. Yeah,
All
that's
right, y'all motherfuckers pissing me off now.
We're just gonna say not elite. We're just gonna say
well,
not
it's
elite.
just not elite. Not elite.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
You agree? Not elite.
Whatever. Y'all got it. y'all got it.
Stafford, Foles,
I hate y'all. So
Noodle
much.
R. Manning,
I hate y'all so much, bro.
Russell Wilson, Joe Flacco, Eli Manning, Aaron Rodgers,
Elite.
Drew Brees,
Elite.
Ben Roethlisberger,
Very
Eli
good.
Manning, Peyton Manning,
Peyton
Roethlisberger,
Manning.
Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer, Kurt Warner,
Very good.
Elite. No, he was like that.
Elway.
Oh, Kurt Warner. My bad. Kurt
I'm
Warner
only
won a
gonna go back
Super
to
Bowl?
1990. I'm only going to go back to
Yeah,
1990.
1999 to 2000.
Oh.
Favre,
My bad.
Aikman, Steve Young.
We're back. This is too far back though to compare to now.
I'm
Though.
gonna stop at 90. Troy Aikman, Mark Rippon, Jeff Hostetler.
And even that, everyone thinks Troy Aikman's overrated.
You're at like 10 to 15 of the quarterbacks are like mid-tier to above average.
Well, then it's the Tom Brady and I guess soon to be Patrick Mahomes effect. Yeah, all right. There you
Derek
go.
Carr can get there.
So
what?
All of that to say, Derek Carr can get there.
Yeah, maybe Derek Carr can do it. All right, fair enough.
So that's why
I tell you, listen, I've told you guys a million times, and nobody ever listens when I say this. When I say this,
Now you're more fluent.
that's not just you. That's me too. We had to go through that exercise and be like, all right, cool. I can admit it.
Right?
I'm glad to be the one that made you more
Yeah, I
fluent.
appreciate you, Justin. Thank you.
Me? I mean, him. It was me.
Yeah, I've never given you. Come on, I'm not giving you that credit. Come on,
That's
bro.
so crazy,
if you're
bro.
still looking for a quarterback, that means that 49ers should move on from Trey Lance then.
They 1,000% they should move on from
Why
Trey
should they
Lance.
move on from Trey Lance, bro?
They should have signed Derek Carr.
You said that just to get me hyped up, huh? I know you said that just to piss me off. And why would we give up on Trey Lance in
I
year
would've
3 when
loved
he's
it.
on a
I
team-friendly
would've
deal?
loved it.
Why would we do that?
Trash.
That makes no sense.
Who's that guy?
No damn sense. You're gonna have me on this show talk about Niner fan. You're gonna say give up on Trey Lance after he played less than 15 games. Come on, bro.
They're
What?
not even.
Why are
Are
we
they
doing
going
that?
to start that Brock Purdy dude?
Get out of here with Brock Purdy. He's above average Jimmy G. He's better than Jimmy G, but he don't open up things
If he's
like
better than
you
Jimmy
can
G,
with Trey Lance.
he's better than Trey
I'd rather
Lance.
you want to in Fluent. I know you're not going to take the don't go with the Trey Lance side when you talk about ceiling, because Trey Lance's ceiling is higher than Purdy, Jimmy. 95% of quarterbacks in the league right now, Trey Lance's ceiling. I'm not talking about floor because I know I got to recognize that with Trey Lance, but the ceiling in that offense is Jalen Hurts-esque. Like that's the kind of outcome we could have. So when I look at Trey Lance, anybody that says he shouldn't be the starter next year is crazy. You're crazy. You just playing it safe and you're scared of what could be in an offense. And if you're going to trust what Brock Purdy did in that offense, you're going to trust what Jimmy G did in that offense, and you're not going to trust Shanahan to say, you know what, Trey Lance can do that in this offense and more with his legs. Get out of here, bro. Off of a 6-game sample size? You crazy?
I don't like Trey Lance.
I'm
Why
not
not?
gonna lie, that's wild because I wasn't high on Trey Lance either, but I mean I'm not gonna say just because of what
I'm not
He
saying
haven't
he's
shown,
bad.
he haven't
I'm not
shown
saying he's
anything
bad. I
yet
just
because
don't
he was
like Trey
hurt and
Lance.
stuff.
It's not even that. Like if you like going through and watching the games, he got hurt. He played in Chicago this year. Like he got hurt at home, and he played in Chicago in terrible conditions this year. And then in his rookie year, it's not like he played bad. He was a rookie, and we saw some good things out of him against that Houston Texans team even later on in the season. So for me, when I look at Trey Lance, we just haven't had enough game sample size to say that he's bad or that he's
There's
this
not
or that
enough
he's
body
that.
of work in order to say
Of course not,
when you
there's
watch
not.
him in that small sample size, do you see, like, I get it, you see some positive, but do you see more positives or more negatives?
I see more positives.
You
I see a
see
young
lower
guy. I see a
floor
young guy with a lot
or-
of potential. And in this
Yeah.
offense, what I look at is, we were talking
You
about
watch more than me, that's
situations.
what I'm asking.
Yeah, we were talking about situations, and Dub said, C-Max the MVP of the Niners. When you got him, Brandon Ayuk, top 15, 20 receiver, Brandon Ayuk. When you got him, Brandon Ayuk, Debo, George Kittle, that defense,
better than Gabe
Oh
Davis.
my God.
way better than Gabe Davis. 100. We ain't even talking. I don't know why we talking about a top 75 receiver in the league right now, Gabe Davis. So Dub
hates Brandon Ayuk.
But here's the
That's
thing.
not
He's
true.
overrated.
He does hate Brandon Ayuk, and I don't know why he hates him so
Justin,
much,
we,
bro.
we had this combo. I said, come on, bro.
Because I got a list of receivers right here, Justin. So I'm gonna name some receivers out. All right. So is he better than
Who's he? Ayuk or Gabe Davis?
Ayuk?
All right,
You said
Alright,
top
so-
15 to 20. I've never heard anybody say that.
you heard it now.
All right. Is he better?
You heard
than
it now.
Is he better than CD?
No, hell no.
Is
CD.
he better than? Is he better than DK?
DK.
No. DK Metcalf, no.
Is he?
I take
is he
DK.
better than? Okay, is he better than Devontae Smith?
No, I like Devontae.
I'll take Devontae Smith by a hair, but it's close.
A hair?
By a hair.
Is he better than Keenan Allen?
I love Keenan, but he can't.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I don't want to do this right now. I'll take right now. If I had to go to next season, I'm taking Ayuk over Keenan Allen. It's not because of talent.
That's not ridiculous to say that.
T.
Because
Higgins.
of injury.
T's easy, yeah. The injury's a big factor.
Okay.
All right,
But I'll take T. Higgins. I'll take T.
Okay.
Higgins.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
From the Lions?
Mm-hmm.
I love what he's doing out there, but I got Ayuk.
I like St. Brown's.
But you know what's crazy? He didn't even name the top 10 guys. Like he's been
I
naming
did.
like all.
CD's
No,
not a top
you
10 guy.
Guys on their
I
level.
didn't
His
name the
guys
top
on
10
their level.
guys.
He put
CD's
guys
not
on
a top 10 guy.
CD Lamb.
CD
think
Lamb's a
I-
top 10 receiver in the league.
He's top 10.
I got him.
I got
12.
you. I got you. Hold on. Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup, Jamar Chase, Devontae
Justin
Adams,
Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown.
You say Terry?
Terry McLaurin
Over CD Lamb. No, we're not
over
doing
CD
that.
Lamb.
We're not
Oh
doing
my
that.
God! What
no,
are
You're not taking Terry McLaurin over CD Lamb. Get the fuck out of here.
Are you serious?
I'm a Washington
We're not
fan.
doing that.
I would take CD.
We're not doing that.
Are y'all
CD
shitting
Lamb
me?
is better than Terry McLaurin.
Hold on, hold on. I
CD's
got it.
better. CD's better than
I gotta
Terry.
think about
And
this.
I'm saying this as a Washington fan. No, I love Terry. I think Terry has more potential, but I would take CD.
Did I say D Hop?
Nope.
You didn't mention
No,
D
you
Hop.
didn't say D Hop yet.
D Hop. There we go. That's 8, 9, 9 and 10. DJ
Jalen
Moore.
Waldo, Mike Evans.
No. We're not doing that. CD is
DJ
better than
Moore?
DJ Moore. We're not doing that.
Oh
Mike
my
Evans.
God.
Mike Evans.
CD's better than Mike Evans right now.
Chris Godwin.
Godwin, same thing. I take CD over both.
No fucking way.
Jalen Waddle.
CD. I take CD over Waddle.
I mean, you said no to all the names that I was gonna put, so which is crazy. So it's like I
CD's
can't.
top 10.
Terry McLaurin, I would say Terry McLaurin is better than him.
I-
And DJ Moore, I would give him the edge too. I'm not even gonna hold you. And I
But
said
it-
Jamar Chase, and I said all these.
Are
other
you
guys
close to
already.
like 20? I'd say he's a top 20 to 25. I probably overspoke on it 15
You
to 20.
did.
It's
You
like
definitely
20
did.
to 25.
You
But I
He's
definitely
up
want to
there.
get back to Fluent's quarterback. If he's saying I still gotta go on and move on from a quarterback, it seems like Fluent is saying, as a Bears fan, I feel like I need to move on from Justin Fields.
Yeah, I would have traded Justin Fields.
Wow.
Why?
I would have traded Justin Fields
Why?
because we're not in a position as a team to win with Justin Fields. And so if I've said this before, if I felt I could get a package close to what I could get for that first overall pick, I would trade Justin Fields and draft a quarterback and start the rookie salary for QB over again and build my team.
I'll
with
get them
the
weapons
draft that I
though.
could get for Justin Fields.
Need weapons. He ain't never got.
That's not bad to say, actually. I kind of agree with you there. And I haven't really thought of it like that, Fluent. I ain't gonna lie to you. Justin Fields is a good quarterback in a bad situation.
He's
an
a
And
bad team, no weapons.
the
and
weather out in Chicago is never suitable for quarterbacks. Like
that. Listen, now if this is 4 years from now, 3 years from now, when they have the dome, hey, cool, we're having a different discussion. But today, Justin Fields is what, in year 3? So he's got one more year, and then they're gonna have to sign him to a big contract. Well, they're not there yet where they're 1 year away from being a contender. They're 3 years away from being a contender. So again, if I could get a comparable package for Fields, yeah, that's what I do.
if
And
I was
I
Justin
draft- and I
Fields, I'd want to
draft
get
my
out of there too.
And Justin
I
Fields
want-
probably wants to get out of there too.
It'd
Absolutely.
almost be mutual.
He's
man.
even admitted he
I would
would rather
trade Justin
play
Fields
in
to San
dome. He
Francisco.
doesn't like the
Helps out
weather in
everybody.
Chicago.
He said he doesn't like anywhere.
It's
in
like having
Chicago.
But Lance.
But way better than having Trey
What
Lance.
did he
It's the
say?
same thing.
PSP?
What did he say?
PSP?
Oh, Justin Fields, he went on the podcast and he admitted that he would rather play in the dome. He doesn't like playing like
Of course.
outside.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's everybody.
That actually that actually hurts is like that mentality. Like if you look at Justin Fields' record, Justin Fields' record in cold weather games versus domed or warm weather games, it's significantly worse. And some of that is if you admit like I don't like doing this, you're gonna be worse because it's just in your brain that I think it's like
Mentality.
it's like Kirk Cousins on Monday nights. Like it's in his
confidence.
head now. Right, it's just in his head that is I'm not going to do it. So
And I mean, let's be real. Like Justin
you
Fields
gotta-
isn't this like elite
Why you gotta
passer
do
or
this?
anything.
Why
It's
you
like
gotta
Nick
bring
Foles
Kirk?
in the Super Bowl.
BD Nick.
Yes, sir.
But he won. That's the thing. Nick Foles won. He overcame all that shit.
No. He knew that he was going to beat Tom Brady because he had a Big Johnson. So that type of confidence travels. Just saying.
BD in the house.
Yes, sir.
No
Yes, sir.
oh boy.
I mean, you can't say Big D.
All right,
no.
do we have? You want to get some?
Pause. What do you say? Pause instead.
What you say? What you say, gang? With a super chat, Mister Touch My Body really messed up the markets. Shaking my head.
It's John Watson.
Coach Smoke Camp. Do you have to trade two
Two
first round
first
picks
rounds
for Lamar? How did you construct this sentence? I'm not even going.
You
to
do have to trade. He was like, he's talking to us. You do, yeah.
You do have to.
Oh, you do have to trade.
That is correct. Thank you, Coach. You're absolutely
I'm
correct.
sorry,
They
Coach.
sent him
I'm
to that
sorry,
tag.
Coach.
What's wrong with that though?
I'm a little.
That's still better than what did they give up for Deshaun?
Multiple first round picks.
I think 2 first rounds is better than what they gave up for Deshaun. Right?
To get Trey Lance, the Niners have to give up 2 first round picks. So
there you go.
Look, Trey Lance, the only problem is with durability, and we just haven't seen enough football. He only played like 1 game in 2020, and that was because of the pandemic. So the jury is still out on Trey Lance. I think he has too much potential that the 49ers should just give up on him just like that. But,
he got a whole off season. He'll be fine. Trey Lance will be fine. I'm not worried about him.
But hey, if you're Justin Fields, if you want to improve as a passer, take the same approach as Jalen Hurts. Go spend some time in Southern California and work out with Tom House.
Got you.
Or get the Bears to get him a receiver.
No, they got to get him some help, though.
Prodigy said, Miami is sticking with Tua. It makes me sick as a Dolphins fan. People trying to get Brady to Miami. Tua needs to retire, though, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't think that's safe.
But
man.
you know what? You know who's winning? Brian Flores. Because remember, it was reported he wanted Justin Herbert, not Tua.
He did.
And the Dolphins, for whatever reason, they went with Tua because he had the more accomplished career coming out of college. No one thought Justin Herbert was going to be this.
Well, before
Justin Herbert done?
Remember, before Tua got hurt, there was.
What has Justin Herbert done?
Oh man, don't start this conversation.
What has Justin Herbert done? We saying. Hold on, we saying like,
no,
he's right. No, he looks good because of Herbert over Tua.
You talking about in college?
The reason why he wanted Justin Herbert over Tua is because prototype. That's one of the reasons why he wanted to go over Tua.
Okay, but Tua before, we can talk about
Tua
getting hurt. I'm saying we can talk about Tua getting hurt. We can talk about that.
Before Tua's injury, I think
he was MVP.
Yeah, right.
Everybody was on pursuit to winning the Heisman. He was on pursuit to winning the Heisman.
Everybody was tanking for Tua. So the Miami just kept going even after he got hurt. It's like, hey, we were tanking for Tua, so we're taking Tua. I think that played a role in it, man.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's so funny. Minnesota's problem is their defense. From Prodigy.
Sure.
Let's go. Deco.
It's Trey season. Let's go, Niner gang.
Okay.
Ghostman with a super chat. The Saints is what a team becomes when they kick the cap down the road. When they kick the cap down the road till their QB breeze is done, and now rebuilding.
Yeah, that's fair.
Prodigy lied. No, I'm just reading the super chat. He said wrong. B-Flow wanted Jordan Love. That's a lie. Stop.
Fire. Well, I got enough topics for today. I think we touched on everything we was supposed to touch about. Daniel Jones, Derek Carr, and the fraudulent.
We didn't talk about the combine.
That's college
average
football.
Steve Smith.
College. Oh yeah, and above average Steve Smith. That's crazy. The Torrey Holt John. I'm mad I didn't bring up Torrey Holt in the beginning of the episode though. But I want to remind everybody that this show is sponsored by Lucra, man. Use code Players Choice to get an extra free $5 and get an extra free $10 whenever you do download the app. One of our Lucra wagers of the week is going to be. We showed it today.
It was Randall and Kawhi, I think.
It was Julius Randle versus
Kawhi
Leonard for points.
Yes, it was Julius Randle, Kawhi Leonard.
Yep, Julius Randle and Kawhi Leonard for points, bro. Let us know what you taking, bro. Put that wager with us and see if you can win some bread, man. Other than that, shout out to our GOAT member, King J, the first GOAT member there, bro. Always gonna get a shout out for every show that he's on, so always keep that in mind, man. Other than that, does anybody have any final words before we head out?
Check out Fluent and Chill tomorrow at 9 p.m. We are doing the ultimate basketball draft. Fictional characters only. And I'm going to tell you why KD is not a superstar. And we're going to talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are back, baby.
Yeah.
That's going to piss Dub off.
The Lakers are back. The Lakers are back. The Lakers are back. Yes, they are, bro. Oh,
Y'all better hit him up one more time.
Yes, sir. Flo, you want to say, yo, I was on Dubs World last night and I got news live that they made the play-in. It was going bonkers, bro. Then I went to a whole Kobe thing tangent and I said that he was the greatest of all time.
Oh yeah, I got we watched that.
As long as they keep LeBron on the sideline, there's no stopping the Lakers.
Wow. God, that's nasty. Actually,
That's
Justin,
nasty.
do you have anything to say, bro?
Nah, y'all appreciate y'all having me on the show, man. Y'all can talk. Y'all can find me. You all know where to find me. Saying some crazy shit, but hey, at the end of the day, I come back it up, come on the show, and I ain't scared. So whenever y'all want to have me back, I'm here.
Fire. PSP.
Nah, man, just continue to support me. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm just gonna come up with some more content. Might come up with some more NFL videos, probably the Dallas Cowboys franchising, tagging Tony Pollard, and much more. But that's about it.
Yes, check out that YouTube. It's fire. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
Follow me Instagram bbin923, TikTok bbin923. That's it.
Yes, sir. Y'all be easy, bro. I may do Dubs World tonight. I'm not sure though, but we shall see.
You might.
I might. I'm not sure though, but y'all be easy. Peace.